Welcome on in. Oh, there we go. Welcome on into the round of Ace Attorney, Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney, Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney, the last case, part two. Yeah, part two of this case at least. Excuse me. It's time for our flashback case. Showdown time. I lost. It's only a game of poker. A game I've played for a long time and only lost twice. Who was the first? The man I killed, of course. Well, since I found the partner I've been looking for all along. Over a game of cards? Why, yes. Over a game of cards. That was how we first met 7 years ago. Phoenix Wright's final trial. About that. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Enigma. I'm sorry to have sprung this on you so suddenly. I received the files from your previous attorney only yesterday. Honestly, I'm not even entirely sure I'm prepared. I understand I'm asking the impossible of you. Yes, well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was play cards, and that was enough. Oh. Oh, morning, Daddy. I'm so glad you came. You okay, Daddy? They picking on you? I'm fine, as always. This old boy is here to help me, after all. Good morning. That's a cute outfit you have on. Thanks. My first show's today, after all. Oh, I'm sure it is. Oh, old boy. Here. What's this? Union's fate clock will make you late. There's only less than 10 swift minutes remain. I don't know, I just got it over there in the hall. You told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair. They said it was really important. What's this? A memo for you or some sort of such? Not from the looks of it. I'll give it a read later. And there it is. Well, how do you feel about the trial today? We'll get through it, somehow. Incidentally, the prosecutor today is a new guy here. Ah, an easy win then, yes? They're calling him a true thoroughbred in the history of the prosecutor's office. Of course, there's one of those every year. The switching of an attorney is just before the trial. I know it's a difficult situation to put you in, but allow me to say one thing, Mr. Wright. Yes? They will not be able to pronounce me guilty today. So do your best, but do not worry. I'll do what I can. I'll see you do not understand. You see, it will be impossible for them to declare a verdict. Impossible? Yes. Isn't that right, Trucy? Yep, you bet, Daddy. What do I have? But that guy's got a hole in his head. Okay, between 11 and 11:30, Magnifique Grammary. Loss from the blood of the bullet wound, of course. Malignant tumor found in victim's liver. There's a bullet also in the clown. Okay. I'll do what I can. I believe the curtains will be lifting any time now. I'm in your capable hands, Mr. Wright. My client is Sadi Enigma, known in the world as Zach Gramarye, a wildly popular magician star of True Gramarye. His mentor, Magnifi Gramarye, is a rare breed of magician. He single-handedly ushered in a golden age of stage magic, unless it's stage music, until he was shot dead. And Zach Gramarye is the suspect. Court is now in session for the trial of Sadi Enigma. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Is the prosecution ready? I was just thinking, is this what all the fuss is about? Bit of a buzzkill, really. Buzzkill? Is this some kind of new crime? One of the worst. This is a trial, yeah? Where are the sweaty palms, the pounding hearts? A Gavineer's concert got 10 times the thrill this gig's got. Who were you again? Clavier Gavin. I came to get the party started, legally, yeah? Gavin? Defense attorney Christoph Gavin's... figures my bro's more famous in this part of town. I know what you're thinking, you're out of your league, rock boy. True, my debut single, 13 Years Hard Time for Love, went platinum overnight. But that's just a hobby to me compared to this, yeah? You know, it's funny, it's kind of ironic that Wright, of all people, would lose to like a newbie, even though it wasn't a fair match. Considering that he came in, his first case was against the quote-unquote Winston Payne, the Rookie Crusher. So his career started the opposite, his career ended the opposite of how his career started. Talkative, aren't you? I like your affected Euro rock accent, by the way. I'm just getting warmed up, Attorney Wright. But to be so kind as to fill us in on the case? Track tongue, baby. Time to call on the opening act. What was his name again? Yes, Detective Gumshoe. Let's go, baby! Gumshoe spotted! And you are? Hey, you are the one who called me up here, sir. Name's Dick Gumshoe. I'm a homicide detective down at the precinct. Hey, you. Huh? Me? Today's the day, pal. Today I win and you lose. I got confidence in my testimony today, see? Here, detective, this is Mike Stage. Can the antics. Huh? All this hey you-ing and such. And I care less about your history together. Very well, Detective Gumshoe, if you would, please tell us about the case at hand. It happened 6 days back in a room at the General Hospital. Like the show? The facts are simple as they come. Here's the crime scene. The victim was a patient asleep in his hospital bed. A killer comes in, puts a pistol to his forehead, and bam, lights out. Them's the facts. Not so long ago, the victim, Magnifi Gramarye, was a famous man. He had the entire country under his magical spell, as it were. Ah, yes, the great magician. He retired years ago, though. Say the name Magnifi to one of my generation, and you'd be lucky to get a blank stare. Yes, though I'm sure the youngsters today know his disciples even better. I dare say Duke Gramarye has made quite a name for themselves. Anyhow, the retired Magnifi has been in the hospital for the last year. What was it? Mal-ignorant tutor or something? Doing something to his liver, I think? Yeah. A malignant tumor, perhaps? In other words, he had liver cancer. He had only 3 months left to live, in fact. The facts do seem simple enough, but something's not right. The victim was already climbing a 3-month stairway to heaven. Why not wait for him to knock on heaven's door? Why shoot him? That's a good question. Why make the effort to commit murder when the victim was about to die? Incidentally, the victim had a serious case of diabetes. Diabetes? In fact, he was about to shoot up with insulin when he was shot with a pistol. The syringe was found at the crime scene. chronic diabetes, and cancer. As much as it pains me to say it, the victim was clearly at the end of his life. Why did the killer have to shoot this dying man? Very well, detective. Perhaps you can enlighten us as to the circumstances of the shooting. Yes, sir. Actually, the victim kind of ordered the defendant to do him in. Okay. A few days before it happened, the victim sent in a letter ordering his own murder. The defendant did what was asked of him and shot the old man in the forehead. The bullet was fired from the pistol found at the scene, no doubt about it. Has been washed and shows no signs of use. And the pistol definitely belonged to the old man, sir. Okay. What? You're saying the victim ordered his own shooting? Those are the facts. I have here the letter in question. Okay. I can't read this because you just... Bye. There you go. To my beloved student Zach, to you I entrust the task of lowering my life's curtain. Come on the 13th, 11:05 p.m. I'll be ready with a gun with which you will shoot one shot, square on the forehead. You cannot refuse, and we both know the reason why. Though, could such a thing as a letter really cause one to pull a trigger, I wonder? I believe the answer to that question can be found at the end of the letter. Ah, you cannot refuse, and we both know the reason why. Detective Gumshoe, can you explain this to the court? Of course, even the defendant won't say a peep about that bit, sir. One thing bothers me about this. Why didn't he just say 11? Why have it come at 11:05 without some specific reason? The devil is in the details, Air Attorney. But we're in court. The details are all that matter. Well, was there some reason? As it turns out, there was. Every night for half an hour, starting at 11, the victim, Matthew Gregory, was given an IV. An IV? The thing on the right. Here's a picture off to the side of the bed. At 11, a doctor would come to set up the IV. 30 minutes later, he would come back with an empty bag. This happened every night without fail. So that was the only time they could meet without the chance of an untimely interruption during his IV. Very well, shall we begin? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you would. I don't even have the... I don't have the Magatama, I think, on me, even. Or, I don't even have the perceiving. How can you be so sure? Hey, you gotta learn to stop relying on people to do your thinking for you, pal. Learn to think for yourself. Get that noggin cranking. First, we got this letter. It says shoot in the forehead loud and clear. I can see that, but I still wouldn't do it. Well, maybe you need to grow yourself a backbone, pal. We also found the defendant's pistol at the scene. Traces of gunpowder residue show that had been fired recently. How many times? There seems to be no issue with the prosecution's claim. The photo, maybe there's something in there I can use. So they're saying the defendant shot the victim in the forehead? I think there's a hole in the prosecution's argument. Clearly, Mr. Egmar tried something else. Looking at this photo, another possibility occurs to me. Yes? What does the letter tell us? That the defendant had a reason he couldn't refuse his teacher's wishes. Bingo, pal. That's why the defendant popped him one in the forehead. Oh, the defense disagrees. You see, the defendant had another choice he could make. What, and you can prove that with this photo? Mm-hmm. I can prove he had a choice, yes. The defendant might have been fired like he was ordered, but he didn't shoot the victim's forehead. Well, let's hear what you're thinking, Mr. Wright. He didn't shoot the victim's forehead. What did the defendant shoot? The clown doll? Take a closer look. See? It's been shot in the forehead too. Ah, there's a hole in its forehead. Yes, and a hole in the prosecution's claim. Ha, and I suppose you have a reason as to why he'd shoot the clown doll? He didn't just shoot the doll, he shot the doll's forehead. His forehead. Ah, let's read the orders once more, shall we? You will shoot one shot square in the forehead, which is exactly what he did. He shot the clown doll square in the forehead. The defense has raised an intriguing possibility. With the hole in the clown's forehead, it definitely looks like it was shot. Bailiff, send someone to investigate this matter. I admit I'm impressed, but I expected nothing less. Still, this doesn't mean he didn't shoot the victim. Perhaps he did have to shoot a forehead as ordered, but the letter says nothing about whose forehead. This was the only way he had to follow his orders without taking a life. The bullet hole in the clown's doll forehead does demand an explanation. It might very well be a clue, yet Prosecutor Gavin is right. It alone does not prove the defendant's innocence. You cannot say for sure the defendant didn't shoot the victim. So sorry, right? How sad it is to see the mighty fall. Yet of Gumshoe, please take this newfound fact into account as you continue your testimony. So what if he shot the clown, he still shot the victim, pal? So let me get this straight. Do I have the gun? How? Do I have evidence of the gun? You say my client first shot the clown, then shot the victim. Hey, not a bad summary, pal. That was really more of a confirmation than a summary, but our defense attorney seems pleased enough with himself. Oh boy. Well, now that Mr. Wright's gotten out of his system, shall we continue with their testimony? Okay. Is it the fact that he only ordered once? Oh boy. Alright. This will definitely belong to the old man, sir. Why are you certain? What pile of sand has your head stuck on all this time, pal? Never heard of zacking violence, quick draw, shoot 'em? Huh? What's that? One of the defendant's specialties. Zack and Balance stand on either side of a girl, then they shoot, but the bullets don't hit her. Instead, they hit everything else on stage. This was one of the pistols they used in their show. Got a great design, huh? Kids love it. Many boys and girls join the police because of that pistol, I hear. Oh boy. That would explain a lot about the police force. No kidding. Troop Grammarly stopped doing that after a while ago. The old man held on to that pistol ever since. Yeah, but how many bullets are in the pistol? Gonna shoot one shot. What? Okay, I guess not. Hmm? 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 I fucked up. Hmm? 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 Hmm?
Objection! Objection!
Oh my god. I've been muted this whole time. Whoopsie daisy. I heard some noise going on in the back of my like in my apartment, some dog blowing, and I was like, oh, I hope they're not picking it up. I'll look over and I've been muted this whole fucking time. Well, talk about a scuffed stream. Let's get on with the testimony for starters. The defendant Zach Grammy stands accused. Tell us why. Oh, I'll do more than that. For where he walks, the red roses rise, singing hymns to the miracle that is magic. Fascinating, though I hardly need to remind you that the evidence could just be clearly point to you as the suspect. The letter, the murder weapon, and now the 2 bullets found at the scene. In fact, the only difference seems to be the designated time. As every magician knows, timing is everything. Yes, and now it's time to get this party fired up. Wow, like we're just picking up the dog and going. That night, I visited the hospital room at the time McNiffy requested. The smell of gunpowder hung in the room, and my mentor had his final bow. I don't imagine my fellow student might have received the same instructions. And a deal with the dead is still a deal. That sweet kiss I gave to the clown. Then I informed the doctor and the police. So you were the one who reported the crime. Indeed. I would think this fact alone would clear my name of suspicion. Let's not jump to any conclusions. Yes, the cross-examination generally comes before the conclusions in the court. But if your testimony proves to be true, then the defendant, Zach Grammy, is guilty. If it wasn't Zach Grammy, then the killer was you, Valent. I mean, yeah, how could you even... And no disappearing act would get you out of that. About that. Okay. Since I was muted, I'll say one thing I said before that I guess was not picked up when I was muted. It is very ironic that, what's his name? That Wright is going to be beaten by Gavin, you know, the newbie, when Wright got his start by beating the quote-unquote newbie killer that is Winston Payne. Okay, hold on. I'm going to take this final bow. I did not imagine my fellow student might have received the same instructions. Why did you not? A deal? Okay. I gave it to the clown. Then informed the doctor and the police. Okay. Let's go down the list for this, okay? There's gonna do this a lot. Which, according to the letter, was 11:20 p.m. Indeed. In magic, timing is everything. Right. Consider the illusion of the teleportation. If I were to appear on stage before the stunt double has left, how would that look? Why, it would reveal the very secrets of my magic. Now that you've revealed the very secrets of your magic for all of us, let's move on. You went at the designated time, and what did you see? Okay. So, you weren't worried for your own safety at all. I mean, you smelled gunpowder, yes, but if the shooter was still nearby? I did not consider this, to be honest. It is forbidden for a magician to have a good imagination. What? That makes no fucking sense. How about this? You were the shooter, which is why you weren't afraid. Now you are the one imagining. It is forbidden for a lawyer to have a good imagination. The witness will refrain from pausing so suspiciously before responding. My forbidden imagination is starting to imagine things. Okay, why would you not imagine that you receive the same instructions? Which brings us back to this reason neither of you could refuse. So it does, and my partner, he did not refuse. Wait, McNiffy wrote the same thing to you. Why could you refuse if Zach couldn't? Because I have a will of steel, of course. I also do this trick where I bend steel bars, so perhaps steel isn't all so strong. That proves you... Yeah, okay, alright. Mind if I continue? Go ahead, go ahead.
Objection! Hold it! Objection! Objection! Hold it! Objection! 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 Hold it!
How am I muted again? What the fuck? How long have I been muted for again? Damn. Indubitably so. I might say it's thanks to my lucky color. Your lucky color? Indeed, every day, even today, I wear it. Even today, I wear it proudly upon my suspect self. I'm just confused. I'm sorry. I'm thrown off by my OBS being. I definitely was talking before. Is my mic just muting itself automatically? What it's always without fail brings me luck. Why, when Zack and Valiant won their first Magicians Grand Prix, yes, the very one held by the Association of International Magicians, I was adorned in this attire then too, and a trophy, a bust. Ah, what a day that was. My lucky color, yes indeed, and that IV too. I think 'twas hued especially for me, Valiant. Well, Mr. Wright, any thoughts on the testimony? There's not a problem. Don't see any problem with that testimony. Let's continue, shall we? Wait, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I got, you know, distracted by my fucking OBS being weird. I didn't even think about this. It certainly sounds like your lucky colors brought you plenty of luck, but not this time. Mr. Valiant, your lucky colors betrayed you. I'm afraid you've lost me. Your Honor, the witness's testimony just now clearly contradicts the evidence. What? Please recall my warning about the beginning of this cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Baseless accusations will be duly penalized. I hope it's the latest accusation is well-based. Very well, let's hear the defense's claim. Where is your evidence that contradicts what Mr. Valiant has told us? The crime scene tells all, Your Honor. The photo of the crime scene? All this talk of color has me yearning for black and white, clear-cut simplicity. Tell us, Airwright, just where is the contradiction in this photo? My pleasure, and I assure you it's quite simple. But I can't promise anything black and white. That's what Mr. Wright has to say. Alley-oop. When this photo contradicts the witness's testimony. Man, I would hate to be colorblind playing this game. Valiant Grammar, let's get one thing straight about your lucky color. It's yellow, yes? Kind of takes the mystery out of it, but yes. Something wrong with the yellow, Mr. Wright? Yes, there is. Decisively wrong, in fact. Take another look at the photo of the crime scene. What's this? Confusion, doubt? Tell us, what do your elderly eyes spy? Even my elderly eyes can see a problem here, Mr. Valiant. Look at the IV bag. What is this? What foul magic? It would be hard to call the IV liquid the yellow, and I'm afraid no magic was involved in the taking of this photograph. But what does it mean? He got the color wrong, so what? Order, order, order! What does this mean? Melee. This is some kind of mistake. Yes, Prosecutor Gavin, you witnessed his mistake. Valiant Grammy, as you reminded us several times, your lucky color is yellow, but the IV is clearly not. This contradiction can mean only one thing. And to think, you almost had me. I see your true colors now, Ace Attorney Phoenix, right? Something you'd like to tell us, Prosecutor Gavin? As far as this court can tell, the witness testimony does contradict the evidence. You'd be like, so what? A contradiction. One that I shall be pleased to hand right back to Mr. Wright. How do you mean? How? Because the witness has made no mistakes. I agree at any glance the IV liquid does appear to be a greenish yellow, but I assure you the liquid itself is quite yellow. Yellow liquid? How can you say that? Because as far as I can tell from this photo, it's green. Yes, but what color is the IV bag itself? The bag? You mean the plastic bag on the hook? It looks like, I want to say light blue. Precisely, figured it out yet? Put a yellow liquid in a blue bag and you get green. This, incidentally, is the liquid's true color. I see, your explanation does have the ring of truth to it.
Objection!
As I thought, there's no substitute for experience, Prosecutor Gavin. What? How does he know what that color is then? How does he know that it's supposed to be yellow? You make it tell a good tale, but you just proved something rather grave. For you, that is. Grave? The liquid in the IV is yellow, yes. But how did this witness know that? It's quite unnatural when you think about it. You did think about it, didn't you? Your Honor, the defense requests an explanation from the witness. At the scene of the crime, the IV liquid appears to be green. So let me ask, how did the witness know the IV liquid was actually yellow? They're playing the old music! Mr. Wright, you explained this at once. The witnesses clearly knew the color of the IV liquid, so I'm sure it means something, but what? I can think of only one possibility, Your Honor. The witness, Valak Gremory, has testified that the IV liquid was yellow because... From the facts before us, the answer is clear. The witness knew that the IV liquid was yellow. Why? Because he'd seen it before, but not inside the blue bag we see in the photo. He saw the liquid by itself in a clear, colorless bag. I suppose he would have had to, but I'm still not clear as to what it all means. Ask yourself, why would he know if he didn't work at the hospital? That's where you'll find your meaning, Your Honor. I'm afraid I find nothing, so what if he knew the IV liquid's color? Leave the getting excited over absolutely nothing to the teeny bopper fans, yeah? The IV liquid is the only evidence proving the time of death. A 30-minute hourglass with 20 minutes worth of sand remaining. Your claim, Prosecutor Gavin. I remember it well. However, there's a critical difference between an hourglass and an IV bag. Wait, I know. An hourglass uses sand, but an IV bag uses liquid. No, you can fill up an IV bag, but you can't fill up an hourglass. As much as it pains me to say this, Your Honor, no. Unlike the sands through an hourglass, IV liquid enters the patient's body, at which point, like magic, it disappears. However, what if the amount of IV liquid had increased? You couldn't tell, could you? After all, there's no way of knowing how much went in. Let me get this straight here, right? You're saying the witness watered down the victim's IV bag? Not with water, but with IV liquid. That's how you knew the IV liquid was yellow. Now wait, I said wait. How might an amateur such as myself essay to perform such a task? I'm an amateur too, but I could pour water into a cup. I'm afraid there's quite a big difference between the cup and an IV bag. Quite. Can you prove our witness is capable of such a feat? He has a point, amateurs. I at least would have some difficulty pouring IV liquid into that bag. I'm tired of these fairy tales lacking evidence. Well, Mr. Wright, any solid evidence to bring us back to Earth? Valak Gremory, I'm afraid your magic won't serve you well in a life of crime. Might I ask what you're so strongly suggesting? Magic relies on props, and props become evidence. A witness was certainly able to increase the amount of IV liquid in the bag. All he had to do was work a little magic, and the prop was... the victim's syringe. It's the perfect prop for the magically increasing IV trick, and easy enough for an amateur to use. What kind of evidence is that? The syringe was clean, not a trace of liquid in it. And don't you find that odd, Prosecutor Gavin? He was supposed to be taking his insulin, but he didn't take his insulin, and now it's clean after he uses insulin? Someone would have to come in and wash off the remaining of the insulin in the syringe, but it wasn't that way. Thus, someone manipulated the syringe. What? The victim had the syringe to administer his insulin shots. There should have been traces of insulin left inside. Gotcha. Well, Valiant Grammary, as you pointed out yourself, the IV liquid makes the perfect clock. One that you could manipulate at will. I do believe, well, with this being his first, the burden of this trial has been a bit too much to bear for Prosecutor Gavin. I'm afraid that while there is doubt as to the amount of the IV liquid in that bag, the time of death cannot be proven, and that brings our trial to a close for today. I see there are no objections. Court is adjourned. Truly, there's no substitute for experience. Nothing blinds one to the truth so effectively. A word to the wise: underestimate the young and they'll sweep your feet out from under you. And in a way you never ever expected. You see, I know exactly what you're thinking. You say the witness used the syringe to manipulate the level of the IV liquid, but there is no proof. There's no proof he didn't do it either. Yes, quite true. Nor was this witness quite as decisive as I'd hoped. This I'll admit. After all, why linger in the past when the future holds so much? You have something in mind, Prosecutor Gavin? Proof, Air Judge. I have another way to prove my case. With this evidence, no less. What's this? This is the victim Menifee Gramry's diary. Diary? After going to the hospital, Menifee began writing his memoirs, it seems. The story of his birth, his starring debut, and of meeting his disciples. It seems he intended for the last chapter to end quite appropriately with his death. Wait, that book doesn't say what the reason was, does it? The reason why his disciples couldn't refuse his last request? Sadly, it does not. What's important here is on the last page. Apparently, the victim wrote in his journal that night, even after the IV bag had begun at 11 p.m. Let's read it, shall we? This does appear to be written just before his death. The court accepts this into evidence. Read the very last part with the particular case. This journal may end here or may go on, but not long. That depends on his hand. Of course, by his, he refers to our defendant, Zach Grammary. That would make sense, yes. He was the first scheduled visitor after all. But look at what he said before that. The journal may end here or may go on. It may go on. Menifee Gramry intended to write again. That is, if Zach Grammary didn't pull the trigger. I see the defense understands the meaning of this. The victim's diary does not go on. It ends. Because Menifee's life was brought to an end by the defendant, Zach Grammary. Order, order, order! Prosecutor Gavin, are you certain that Menifee Gramry wrote this? There is no mistaking his handwriting. Well, this does seem to be significant. According to this, Menifee did intend to continue his diary. Yet if his diary ended here, which plainly it did, then the one who pulled the trigger was the first visitor, Zach Grammary. Well, how do you like me now, Airwright? Still too green for your taste, So I find it hard to believe that he'd overlook such an obvious problem with this previous evidence. Well, Mr. Wright, the witness's testimony we heard was lacking, but if put together with his evidence, it seems quite sufficient for a case. The diary is accepted like this, the trial is over. Time for me to show them something. Alright. Here we go. The end of Phoenix Wright the Lawyer, Part 1. I'm left with no choice but to show my own evidence. What? You have some evidence that overturns this diary? It's not too late to rethink this and avoid more embarrassment. Very well, please show us your evidence, Mr. Wright. Incidentally, don't even think of showing us this diary. I've just shown the court. Now that we've come this far, I hope you have something a little more decisive. Show us evidence that proves the victim continued writing his diary. Alright, I'd be happy to. Decisive evidence proving that the diary didn't end with his pages. First, take a close look at the diary. Note that the page has clearly been ripped out. What's this? I hadn't noticed that at all. As it just so happens, I have here what I believe to be the missing page. I don't believe it. Looking at this page, it's hard to imagine that the first visitor that night shot Magnifi Grammary. That's the defense's position. Well, wait, let me see that. What in the Sam Hill? Why, this is the continuation of the victim's diary. Gavin knows. He fucking knows. God fucking damn it. It fucking sucks. Every time this is the second time playing this, I fucking hate this part. Note the torn edge of the page. It's a perfect match with the torn remains of the last page of Magnifi's diary. Quite remarkable. Would you care to explain what all this means, Heir Attorney? The diary continued after his first visitor came, which means that the victim was still alive after Zach Grammary left, leaving no one to take his life but the second visitor. Valiant Grammary. No. No. The handwriting, too, matches that on the other pages. This is without a doubt the genuine article. Order, order, order! But wait, that's impossible. The old man couldn't have written that. Finally, you just couldn't resist, could you, Heir Wright? Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? Heir Judge? Yes, Prosecutor Gavin? Might I request you put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness. But Prosecutor Gavin, this evidence overturns the current witnesses. I ask only to put it on hold. Please, my new witness has a very, very important piece of testimony to give. 5 minutes, no more. I promise, Your Honor. Well, if you put it that way. Mr. Wright, what's your take on this? Well, Your Honor, judging from his enthusiasm, we'll have to hear this new testimony sooner or later anyway, so it might as well be sooner. Then, though this is highly, highly irregular, we will put the current cross-examination on hold. The witness may step down. Now, Prosecutor Gavin, please bring the surprise witness to the courtroom. I had a bad feeling just then. That ripped out page was too obvious. And I should have known it was a bad sign all around. Holding a trial with no audience is a first, even for me, Prosecutor Gavin. I beg the court's understanding. But I had to make a judiciary deal with the witness to secure his testimony. A judiciary deal? The details of his testimony may have some legal ramifications, shall we say. I thought it best to contain the information to this courtroom. Very well. And you are the witness, I gather? Yes. Yes, sir. State your name and occupation for the record. My name is Drew Misham. I'm a painter. A painter? And you are somehow related to this case? No, well, not per se. I have one simple question for this witness. Mr. Misham, was it? Do you know what this is? Oh, yeah. I know it well. How's that possible? Have you seen this diary page somewhere before? Oh, yeah. I mean, I made it. You... what? You made it? Yes. You might call it one of my works. The prosecutor's office received a tip-off yesterday. Illegal evidence has been prepared for the trial of Zach Emery. Illegal evidence? I initiated an investigation and found this witness. A painter to the world at large, Drew Misham has another side, you might say. He is skilled in making perfect reproductions of certain things. Forgeries, in other words. Forgeries? Well, so we are to understand that this page here is a fake, prepared by a certain defense attorney. Hold it. I didn't prepare this evidence. Ah, the attorney speaks. Something about this page, I presume. But what is he saying? It makes no sense. After all, it was you who presented this evidence to us, Phoenix Wright. Witness, Mr. Misham, was it? Who requested this forgery? Who was your client? That, I don't know. What? Most of my clients prefer to remain anonymous, even to me. I make the items they want and receive my payment. That's the extent of my contact with them. But there's no proof this is a fake. It's a fake, huh? To avoid just this sort of problem, I always put a special mark on my works. I can say without a doubt, this is mine. Mr. Wright, you have just presented illegal evidence to this court, my court. That's all I can say. God damn it, Trucy. This is all your fucking fault. Well, it's not, but you did help. What? And we can't use her testimony on that. And he did the same thing to Apollo. He gave that evidence to Apollo through Trucy. Right, you fucking sly fucking dog. Yes. Do you have any explanation for yourself? If I did, would the court hear it? Probably not. Forging evidence is a serious crime, and presenting it in court a serious mistake. A fatal mistake for an attorney. Fatal too, perhaps, for your client, I fear. Tell me, what kind of defendant relies on forged evidence? The answer is quite clear. A guilty one. Your Honor, wait. I understand that presenting everyone's evidence in court is a serious crime. We cannot hold my client responsible for actions I undertook as an individual. I am sorry, Mr. Wright. Your Honor? Another close call, I dare say. If the prosecutor's office hadn't received that hot tip, everything would have gone the way you wanted it to, yeah? I even gave you a chance. Too bad you decided not to think before embarrassing yourself. I see no Gavin owes Wright a fucking apology when this is all over. A goddamn get on his fucking knees apology. I see no need for further discussion on this matter. Special witness dismissed. Mr. Attorney? Yes? Could I ask your name? Phoenix Wright. Mr. Wright, I have seen and studied many people, but none like you. I'll remember you, Mr. Wright. Though I deeply regret having to declare a verdict in this way, this trial is over. You have the right to find a new attorney and make an appeal. However, this court must... Your Honor? Yes, Mr. Zach? There was one thing I wish to make clear. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty. It is impossible. I'm afraid the defendant is quite mistaken. I most certainly have the authority to declare a verdict on you. Except, tell me, how do you plan on announcing your verdict when the defendant does not exist? Doesn't exist? What are you talking about? I am talking about this. Bye-bye! Mr. Enigma! The defendant's escaped. Find him, quick. Bailiff, close our exits from the building. Bum, bum. On the double, he must not be allowed to escape. That day, in the... Oh god, I almost choked on my food. Oh shit. That day in the courtroom, a miracle occurred. The defendant, Shadi Enigma, aka Zach Remy, did not just escape from court. He literally unbelievably vanished right before the bailiff's eyes. No one ever saw him again, not since that day. This is a Grammy miracle. Yeah! No verdict was declared. After all, the defendant didn't exist. That's how it happened. The trial of magician Zach Ramley vanished along with him for all eternity. The mysteries that remained behind were all solved, however, but not until 7 years later. And then Wright was like, alright, motherfuckers. 7 years. I'll wait fucking 7 years and I'll fuck all of you over. Time for the best part. I was gonna stop here, but we'll keep on going. That trial 7 years ago was the beginning of it all. This I know beyond a doubt. The mysteries of the past work with their magic on the present. But you'll soon find all of this out for yourself. Which of Magnifique Gramarye's disciples pulled that trigger? Where did the vanishing defendant Zach Gramarye go? What dark truth lurks behind the Ferd's diary page? And what about the girl who was left behind? It's time for the Mason system! The past left us these 4 keys to unlocking the truth. But that's not all. There are 4 keys in the present as well. And when all the questions have found their answers, the final trial will begin. But first, you must chase the truth through then and now. Think of it as a game. Oh, I am. The best part of this game. I, Phoenix Wright, will be your guide through this game. That terrible trial saw me present forged evidence. It ended half finished when the defendant vanished. What became of me after that? As your investigation proceeds, the answer will become clear. Oh, and one more thing. There is something I must tell you. As Apollo Justice has his bracelet, so too do I have my own weapon of sorts. My Magatama. What does it do, you ask? That we have to see for yourself. Well now, shall we begin? Use L and R to jump between the past and present, but let's begin 7 years ago, in the past. It is right after my last trial came to an abrupt end. Now that you think I know the game, let's play. God, they did this and then they did nothing with this after. The nightmare trial was over, and the new nightmare of figuring out what happened had just begun. I wanted to wake up, to walk away, but I figured I'm the only one who could do this, probably. And besides, I had plenty of time, thanks to the Bar Association Review Board's decision. It's hard to work when your attorney's badge has been taken away. What strange sight doth mine eyes behold? Excuse me? 2 men on either side of a single transparent pane. Yet it seems fickle fate has switched sides, so to speak. The forger of fakes walks freely, while the innocent languishes within these plexiglass confines. There's been no proof that I forged anything, no proof that I took the life of my dear mentor. Yet, these chains cannot hold me for long. The stage awaits, and what, may I ask, awaits you? But since you are here, what shall we discuss? I have to hand it to my partner. He knows how to make an exit. That's talent. Yes, he made an attorney's badge disappear and he never even touched it. Glory's spotlight always leaves someone weeping in the shadows. Yet his very disappearance is itself a revelation. Revealing what? Zach Gramery killed Magnify. It's as good as a signed confession. I grow tired of my cage. The time of my release is near. I must go and prepare. Planning on jumping back into the magic right away? As long as an audience waits with bated breath, there will be Valiant. And also, now that my partner has disappeared, Magnify's repertoire is mine. Valiant Gramery has a tradition to uphold. Seen in this light, the trial was quite good to be. Verdict or no? And you can't pay for that kind of publicity. The suspicion on you hasn't lifted entirely, Valiant. After all, you received one of those letters too. You were just as obligated to follow Magnify's instructions as your partner. What's in my court record? So I was, but only Zach Gramery filed them. Let us not speak anymore of who shot what. Now that my partner has vanished, the question is moot. I'm more interested in learning something else, actually. What might that be? I want to know what Magnify had up his sleeve. How could he coerce you and your partner to kill him? The trick up his sleeve? Perhaps you do not know. Know what? A great magician never reveals his secrets. Magatama time! 1, 2, 3, 4. The audience must remain forever in the audience, bathing in the reflected glow of the spotlight. My Magatama, one of my most prized possessions, which I got during a certain case, can show me the locks on people's hearts. And if I can unlock their hearts, they'll tell me their secrets. The Magatama starts it all, and the Magatama ends it all. Okay, well, we're going to leave. We're going to present. Mr. Valiant, can you look at this for me? Okay, so nothing here. Okay. Okay, I can't get any more here, so let's go. Didn't I think I'd be back here for a while? I didn't want to have to remember that day. I'm skipping through this because I just went through this like 10 minutes ago. Boom! Disappear. Where do I start? I don't even have the 30 to investigate. Hey, you there, sir. Hey, it's Officer Meekins. Down on your hands, floor on your head. Now. What's the big idea? My ears. No unauthorized personnel aren't allowed in here. But that would mean all unauthorized personnel are allowed. I just say it as it is, sir, and it's usually wrong. Thrown out of the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet. We've met before, haven't we? On a case 2 years ago? No recollection of that, sir. Who were you in? You in the Blue Beetle case. You in the SO9 case one. End of the first game. For me, working on a case is always in the present progressive tense, sir. There is no past, there is only now, sir. Okay, you're the bailiff, right? Yes, sir. Court Bailiff Mike Meekins at your service, sir. Okay. I've asked to meet with the bailiff at this court who let the magician escape. Let me try to make this as absolutely clear as possible for you, sir. It was me, sir. But you were a regular police officer once, right? Sometimes bad things happen to good people, sir. Ain't that the truth? So you in the charge of the security at the time of the vanishing? I'm dying over here. Oh, it's a hard knock life, sir. Thrown out of the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet. Didn't you just say that stuff? I'll talk about you, Meekins. The last time we met, you were a police officer, right? In fact, you're still wearing your uniform. Sir, I wish I didn't have to tell you this, but last year tragedy struck a rising star at the precinct. I lost my case files 4 times in 3 days. They fired me. That takes real talent, actually. They don't know what they're missing. So here I am, sir, forced to start from square one, a lowly bailiff. But your uniform, I took it with me as a souvenir the day I was fired. So you were the one who let the magician get away that day? I am dying over here. Star rises among the court bailiffs full of hope, but then tragedy strikes. Is there anything you can tell me about it? About Zach Emery's disappearance? Oh, the humanity. Oh, the humanity. I was thinking of, oh, the misery I'm thinking of that one song. That's enough of that. Okay. Talk, Meekins, talk. Why, yes, I'd say it was about 2 p.m. when I heard the commotion in court. I opened the door to see what might be amiss. The door slams open, slam, and some guy's face is right there in front of me. Face. So, you saw someone suspicious coming your way? Yes, and I, being a bailiff of little standing, I gave chase. I chased that silk hat all the way down the hall, sir. I have a diagram of the court building here. There's a courtroom number 7 where I was, sir. All by myself, nary a friend to call my own. Okay, and which way did Zach Emery run after bursting through the courtroom door? He went up like this and around the corner like that. So I, with no delay, ran after him with no delay. I turned around the corner. I saw the magic man ran into the defendant lobby. Swiftly I ran. Following him, I threw myself boldly into the room. Why, I remember it like it was right here, because it was lobby number 2, sir. You ran into this room? Believe it or not, sir, I don't believe it. Here, in this room, the magician, gone, vanished like a puff of smoke. Except there wasn't even any smoke. He was just gone. That's impossible. Yes, that word. How many times have I said that word? Even the sound of it causes me indescribable pain. I'm dying. I'm dying over here. Okay, I won't say it again. Promise. But you have to admit it's difficult to vanish into thin air. Did you search the lobby? I searched. There was nothing here at all, sir. That's right, nothing was here, sir. So Zach was in this room when he vanished? Absolutely, sir. I saw him with my own eyes. Eyes. That red silk hat, the flowing cape. He ran right in here, right inside this room. Huh. But sir, look at the room. There's not a single place to hide. Sir, there was nothing I could do but nothing, sir. What about now? Have any ideas? Sir, ideas about what exactly, sir, if you don't mind me asking? We've had quite a bit of time since then. Has nothing occurred to you at all? Do you have any idea what trick he might have used to disappear like that? Psych locks on this guy? God. Okay. Okay, we'll keep on going down until we get psych locks on every single one of these, and then we'll go back up. Then after we're done with the past time, we're gonna go to the present time. It's nice that they play the old music for these parts. 2 weeks had passed since then. I called her into my office. Trucy, there's something we need to talk about. It's been 2 weeks since your father disappeared. We need to start thinking about your future. I did some calling around. This is hard to say, but you have no living relatives. Mm. So I was wondering if you wanted to stay with me for a while, just until your daddy comes home. It won't be long. Of course, it's totally your choice. If you don't like it here, you can go wherever you like. I could look up some places you might like to stay at. Mr. Attorney, Daddy told me about you. He said I could trust you. Huh? Really? So if I stay here, does that mean you'll be my family? Huh? I guess so. Mr. Attorney? Actually, why don't you call me Nick? You can call me Daddy if you'd like. It doesn't have to be today or anything. Okay, say Daddy. That was quick. Yes. If I move here, I have to switch schools, right? And I was thinking, I haven't paid for lunches at my last school for a year. So thanks, Daddy. Oh, and this office, it's a little blah. A little color goes a long way, you know? And Daddy, you got fired from work, right? Don't you worry one bit. I'll work twice as hard. We'll make it through this. This poor child. Juicy, how old are you? Oh, I'm 8. But don't let appearances deceive you. I'm a young professional. Stick with me and you'll do just fine, Daddy. Thanks. So, Daddy, you got fired from being a lawyer, right? You could at least kind of look aside or something when you say that. It's actually kind of hard for me. For Daddy. Oh, I'm sorry, Daddy. Wait, is that foolish pride? My other daddy always used to talk about that. Actually, that's pretty accurate. So, here's my idea. We'll make a new office. Law just seems so stiff, doesn't it? And no one will be my friend at school that way. Well, that won't do, I guess. I just don't know how much about anything other than law. Maybe the problem is called it an office. We'll just call it run an agency instead. You mean like a talent agency? Forgive me for asking, but doesn't that require talent? You've got me, don't you? I'm a professional. A professional? Yep. After all, I am directly descended from the famous Zach Gremery. Directly descended? He's your father. Oh. And now I'm directly descended from the famous Phoenix Wright, too. Aww. Could you tell me a bit more about your daddy, Zach Gremery? Daddy? Sure thing, Daddy. Huh? What? Daddy's so amazing. The biggest star of Troop Gremery, and they're big. The Gremerys, they were on television a lot. Big magic happens when you put Zach and Valent together, you know. Once they make a giant waterfall right there on stage, and this giant trout swam up the giant waterfall. Let me guess, there was a giant fisherman waiting for him at the top? I wish I could have seen more of Daddy's magic. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I wonder what'll happen to me with Daddy and Mommy both gone. Mommy? But I have my magic, and a great daddy, even if he is unemployed. You know, I think things are going to be okay. You're gosh darn right. Fuck. I hit the wrong button. Let's go. Let's go. Skip. Okay. So Trucy, you're a professional? Yes, it's like that thing they say. Baby frogs grow up to be frogs? They say that? I always thought it was funny though. What was? Aren't baby frogs called tadpoles? Maybe they thought it would be easier to understand that way for kids. How stupid. Right, so in conclusion, I've never heard that term before, baby frogs become frogs. You're a professional magician, Trucy? That's right. Well, want to see a trick? You're gonna do a magic trick? Show me. Actually, I would like to see your trick. The future of the agency depends on it, after all. That's the spirit. Ready? Here goes. Ta-da! Hey, folks, it's Mr. Hat. I gotta say, it's good to be seen. Whoa, that was startling. The amazing Mr. Hat, isn't he great? Your friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat at your service. He certainly makes an impression. Doesn't he? Haha, I'm so glad you like him, Daddy. Though my routines do get a bit heady at times. Huh? Get it? Heady. Okay. Could you tell me about your mommy, if it's okay? Mario was so pretty. She was like an angel up on stage. On stage, you mean with your daddy? Yep. She was always there with Zack and Valent, smiling. But then she went away. Went away? It was a grand illusion, but she made a mistake. She vanished, and I guess she didn't know how to get back. Maybe so. I cried then, a lot. That's when Daddy gave me this, here. Huh. This is your mother? Her name is Thalassia Grammary. Huh. She looks familiar. Huh. Hey, Daddy, you won't... Don't worry, I won't vanish, I promise. Right, I'll just go on secret missions and leave you alone with a new guy. You can't even do magic, you're like a backup plan. Daddy always said to have a backup plan. I think that's probably enough for today. Sorry to ask you so much all at once like that. It's okay, after all, we're family. Let's hope you're ready. The Right Talent Agency opens tomorrow. What, but are we representing anyone? Me and you? That makes 2, Daddy. I think you need more than that to make an agency. Besides, you may be a magician, but I'm no talent. Oh, I'm sure there's something you're good at. Well, when you put it that way, you mean you don't have any tricks? No old standbys? This will not do. A boy should always have a trick or two in his pocket. Okay, I'll think of something. That's the spirit. See you bright and early tomorrow, Daddy. Oh, see you bright and early tomorrow. What the fuck? Welcome to the team, Daddy-o. The team, right. Just the 3 of us. Me, Trucy, and Mr. Hat. Sometimes when magicians vanish, they leave something behind. That's how Trucy became Trucy Wright, my daughter. To be honest, I was pretty lost those first few days. Thinking back on it, it was a pretty dark time in my life. But Trucy, happy, smiling Trucy, she was my light. Aw. Done. Ooh, okay. I figured you'd come here sooner or later. I decided on sooner. Drew Misham, was it? You cost me my fucking badge! I haven't done anything illegal. And I didn't come here to whine about past events. I wanted to ask you some questions. I suppose you have that right. That day, the entire court descended into dark chaos. Only you stood still, your eyes calmly watching. I admit it made quite an impression on me. I'm used to finding myself in outrageous situations. Phoenix right, was it? I'll answer what I can. It feels like I'm being watched intensely. It's your fault! Ah, this is my daughter, Vera. Say hello. Shall we begin then? Judging from this place, you're a painter? Not, sadly, a profitable one. I never sold a painting. It's a source of considerable embarrassment. I would be able to get by were it only me. Your daughter? Her mother grew weary of me and left. I don't want her to grow up needy, Mr. Wright. That is why I began my other occupation. Forgeries. Don't look at me with those eyes. I know what it is that I do. More than half the paintings they bring me are stolen. And who knows what my copies are used for. But some of your works aren't paintings, correct? You may not believe me when I tell you this, but that was my first work outside of painting. What? To think it would be used as evidence in a murder trial. Never even imagined the possibility. Then why did you take the job? I was well paid. Very well paid. Honestly, the sooner I can put this behind me, the better. With apologies to you, of course. Sorry, but it's not going to be quite so easy. Yeah, okay. Fuck. I don't need to examine anything yet. Present. Where's that fucking page? There we go. Your work. Don't try to pretend you've forgotten. Sure, all you did was make a copy, but that copy might have destroyed the life of an innocent man. I'm responsible too, which is why I have to know. And you have to tell me. I knew it would be difficult to escape this. Then let's talk. Well then, ready to tell me about this work you did? It was unlike anything I had attempted before. I guess it would be a little different from paintings. That is not what I mean. In all my previous work, it sufficed to create a copy. This wasn't a copy? The client gave me two things that day. The first was a sample page as a reference. The second, a printed document I could only surmise was written by my client. So you use the real writing as a reference to reproduce what the client wrote? Yes, as I said, it was my first job of the nature. So, who was your client? As I said in court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I'd want to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them, not personally, Seems like you're still hiding something from me. Something about this work. Well, I know. Okay. What's this painting here? Ah, that's one of mine. It's an illustration for a book. It's not on sale yet, of course, but I thought it might be good business. As a father, I'd like to be able to put food on my daughter's table. Interesting. Interesting. Oh. Excuse me again. Goddamn. Oh. There you go. Slide over here for a closer look. That's a pretty bottle. Ah, don't touch that, please. I'll get in trouble. It belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere she can see it. She looks at it often. This is you and Vera? Yes, we took that one quite recently. I know, I'm a painter. Why not paint a portrait instead? I've never been that good at people, unfortunately. Ah, right. That's an awfully small frame. What's that inside it? A stamp? Ah, please don't touch that. I'll get in trouble. That stamp belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere she can see it. It's Zack and Valent. The Gramarys, isn't it? The post office issued that commemorative stamp last year, when the Gramarys were at the height of their popularity. But two of them have vanished off the planet of the face of the earth. Vera went to see one of their shows when she was quite small. She's been a dedicated fan ever since. She watched them every time they came on TV, until the end. I see. The stamp's quite hard to come by, I hear. I still wonder how she got her hands on it. It's awfully small. Wait. Okay. What's this red envelope? Ah, don't touch that. That's, it's quite important. Uses paintings use gizmos for painting. They're very elaborate. Now those aren't for painting. They're for analyzing. Paint composition, age, every conceivable angle. And this stuff, I don't really need to look at this stuff, I think. I can leave here for now. go back here. No, that's right. You don't. The Magatama is no longer in inventory. It's just in the. Yeah. Wait, it wasn't inventory before. No, it wasn't inventory. You just had to present it, right? I forgot how it was in the old game. Old games. What do you know? Spit it out. Hey, who? What's with that atmosphere in here all of a sudden? You know something, and I'm going to find out what. Zach Emery vanished from this room. How did he do it? How, sir? Well, I can't say. Sir. Why are you so nervous if you aren't hiding something? Well, sir, you see, at the time, sir, I was here and... Listen, it was impossible. What could such a little girl possibly do anyway? What did you just say? Sir, did I just say something, sir? No, you screamed it through the megaphone of yours. There was someone else in the room, wasn't there? Sir, I'm gonna have to invoke my right to remain in a state of not talking. You don't have to tell me who Zach Grammy's accomplice was. I know who was here in that room that day. I'm not gonna say all that. I've never seen that girl until just the other day. Mr. Meekins, I'm not buying it. Gotcha. Sir, that day, she was here in the room, sir. But he wasn't. You mean you chased her into this room, not him? Sir, in my days as a police officer, literally days, I learned a thing or two. Okay, just one thing, but how was it that had to... But it was how not to mistake a girl from a 7-foot tall magician. Holy shit, 7 feet. Oh, wait, yeah, okay. You have a point. I find it hard to imagine anyone would mistake a little girl for Zach Gremery. But you saw something, and therein lies the trick. I think you know what it was, Mr. Meekins. Tell me, does this trick look familiar? What's that? That girl's favorite trick, the amazing Mr. Hat. She used it in her show down at the Wonder Bar. Have you been to the Wonder Bar? So, it wasn't a waking dream, was it, sir? Come again? That night on stage, I saw a vision, except it wasn't a vision. It was a hat. An amazing Mr. Hat, he really exists. Yay! Not even a single penalty. Okay. I remember it clearly, though the details are a little vague. Zach Gremery exited the courtroom. I gave chase and quartered him in the corner room, sir. Zach Gremery, don't even think you can escape Meekins. Down on your hands, floor on your head. Hello? Something the matter, mister? No, that is... Sir, I'm currently chasing a suspect, sir. Zach Gremery, do you know him? Oh, I love Zach Gremery. His magic is the best. I'm his biggest fan. I see, that's why you're wearing that costume you're wearing. Anyway, that very same Zach came into this room, but no one's been in here except me. But he has to be in here somewhere. Under the sofa, in the trash can, behind the painting, under the rug. So Chushi was his accomplice. Imagine my astonished surprise when 1 week later, I just happened to walk into the bar and see him, Mr. Hat. I couldn't believe my own eyes. For a while, I thought it had been a long dream. But it wasn't the magician who disappeared. It was Mr. Hat. Oh, Mr. Meekins. Though it seems complex, what really happened that day was quite simple. You were standing by the door and out came Zach. But that wasn't all. Another person got in on the act, and she was standing in the front of the lobby number 2, along with Mr. Hat. Ah, what's the beauty of it, isn't it? So, while you were standing in shock and amazement, the magician rounds the corner and most likely runs to the closest door in lobby number 1. This is where you come in. You turn the corner and rather lukewarm pursuit, And at that moment, Chusi runs to lobby number 2. Then all she has to do is tuck away the amazing Mr. Hat. Sir, I only lost sight of him for the briefest of moments. Then I saw that cape, Zach Remy's red cape, fluttering like a cape. I guess you could say he had a cape on? Astounding, sir. All of my days of poising queries and making inquiries and chasing quarries wasted. It was as if I could see them melting away like an ice cream cone left by the side of the road to die, or scattered remains of a messily eaten chocolate parfait. Oh, the poor dessert. I wouldn't eat it, but still. I had no idea how much you'd suffer on account of this case. It's an honor, sir. I've apologized to people many times, sometimes more than once. But this is the first time anyone's ever apologized to me. Actually, about that girl. I'm sort of her guardian now. Is that so? Sir, you should know that I harbor no ill feelings whatsoever in my harbor. Okay. I let the defendant escape, that's the stone cold truth. Just another step on my way from singing the blues to wearing the blues. Someday, sir, I'll be standing side by side with the great Detective Gumshoe. Mr. Meekins, this is a free ticket to the show at the Wonder Bar. If you want, It's an honor, sir. Sir, I can't count the number of things I've had taken from me, sir. But no one's ever given me anything for free. Oh, this poor guy. Right, I'll see you in the court next time then, sir. I look forward to it. All eyes were on Zach Remy that day in court, into his mysterious disappearance. Now part of the mystery has been revealed, but the magician remained out of sight. It will be 7 years before I meet him again. Bumpa. Okay, so that's done. That's 7 years ago. I can't do the defense stuff. Okay, so I have to start here and then work my way down and then go back to the past, fix that, and then come back to the present, I think. I'll be taking my leave now. Still have some work to do back at the office. Then I guess I'll go back to my piano. To be honest, it's better when you aren't playing. This frigid culinary dungeon almost feels comfortable. Later then. Gotta go back to the past, Samurai Jack. Honestly, true. He's going to the past, he's going to the future, he's going to the past. Samurai Jack. You know who all I can remember is someone making a Mad Max Fury Road trailer mashup with Samurai Jack. How many about watch that after stream? It's so fucking good. Do you know who I am? Who I am? No. But if you hum it, I can play it. Just kidding, I don't do requests. How about a different sort of request? You see, I play cards. Oh, a customer. I was just hoping someone would come in and save me from a night at the Keys. I seek a true competition. I heard the Borscht Bowl Club is the perfect place for this. Oh, by the way, welcome in, Anna. Now I see the rumor is true. And this is a friend of yours? Don't mind me. I'm just your friendly neighborhood newsman. He will not be playing tonight. When his business is finished, I shall send him home. This competition will be between us, no others. The Right Talent Agency represents 2 artists, and I'm number 2. I play piano, well, sort of. It's actually just a front for my real talent, which is playing poker. Take a bite of this. Don't ask me how I got started. I don't remember. But I'm good, real good. You didn't take long for the rumors to get around. Go to the Borscht Bowl Club if you want a real game. That guy has never lost. People don't come to hear me tickle the ivory. They come to... I've never heard that term before. They come to watch me play cards. Is this a seedy poker club? No, it's a restaurant. We don't play for high stakes. There's no money involved. But real players carry cash, and they're always thirsty. That's a handy source of income for the club owner. Then, let's compete. I'll take you to the room. The hideout, yes, but before we go... Yes? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Shady Smith. Oh, and I'm Brusho. Spark Brusho, news reporter. Oh, I'm... No. Phoenix, right? Huh? You must always look a man in the eye when you make your introductions. You still do not know who I am? Have we met? About this? You can't be, but you're Zach Gramery? Yes, the reincarnation act of the century. Pity I have an audience of one. You. And then he fucking gets clubbed to get death by Christoph Gavin. This guy's life fucking sucked. You there. Da? We will play soon. Ready the room. Da. I'll be preparing the hideout for you. Are you really him? The Zach Gramery? Now I am Shady Smith. Remember this. How many years has it been now? 6? In exactly 3 days from now, it will be 7. I caused you much inconvenience, I fear. Yeah, you can say that. Is she well? Trucy, I mean. She's fine. I've got her working already. Hope you don't mind. I need hardly express my gratitude, but you have it. This is why I have come. That and to settle a matter of cards. By which you mean poker? I despise losing above all else, and so I have decided that I will win tonight, no matter what it takes. Perhaps we should take this time to talk before we play. I know you have much to ask me. And you. Let's talk before you die. We competed that day 7 years ago, too. Ah, yes, you must have been surprised. Called to the detention center out of the blue. 2, 1. Showdown time. Oh, I've heard this stuff before. You chose your defense attorneys by playing poker. Some are hired, others fired. When you compete, you see a man's true nature. You know what I speak of. I know that you do. Trucy's power? Trucy, she is in a class of her own. For 7 years I've played poker here at the Borscht Boat Club, and I've never lost once. I'm good, but not that good. I win because whenever there's a big game, I bring in Trucy. And she sends me signals. Daddy, he's got a good hand. You might have a chance if you act quick. Better call him soon. Can you tell me what her power is? Judging a person's thoughts by reading their reactions is a staple of performance magic, but those of Trucy's line possess a far greater skill. Her line? Recall, you were the second man to whom I've lost. Magnifique Gramery. That was the first time I learned of this power, as you call it. Wait, so you're saying her power is genetic? It's just in the Gramery blood or something? Blood? I am sorry, but it is not something something told lightly to outsiders. It is nothing you need to know at this time. She's 15 this year? She's still trying her best to follow in your footsteps, you know. I see. When I planned my disappearing act, it was the thought of her alone that gave me pause. Wait, you were planning on vanishing from the get-go? Yes, and for that I must apologize. However, I cannot be found guilty that day because of this. This? The transfer of rights. You see the signature? A transfer? That's Magnifi Gramarye's signature, isn't it? I hereby give all rights and the secret staging and performance of my magic to the recipient named below. The recipient's name is you, Zach Gramarye. Yes, it is I. Wait, this page looks torn. You recall the diary, yes? First, take a close look at this diary. Note that the page has been clearly ripped out. Wait a sec. Did he know that I had forged evidence? How could I forget? That scrap of paper lost me my attorney's badge. This is the real page that was torn from the book. Magnifi gave it to me that night. You could have told me this earlier, like 7 years earlier. What the fuck? Once again, I must apologize. It was all I could do to prepare for my escape from that courtroom. The greatest of Magnifi Gramarye's illusions are true art. As such, they are well protected by this document. Only its bearer may perform its illusions on stage. As the rightful heir to his art, I too wanted a rightful heir. Rightful? I'm sure you know who I chose as my successor. Your daughter. That is why I have risked all to come here tonight. Brushel. Sir. Here you go. What's this? A letter passing the rights I have inherited to Trucy. I would have you sign here as a witness. But I'm not a lawyer anymore. And you need a public notary besides. Oh, I may not look it, but I'm a certified notary. You are? By day, I wear notary's glasses and hunt for the news. And by day, I wear reporter's glasses and notarize. When I take off the glasses, I can't see very well. Okay, all right. Your signature, please. This is the first reason I've come here tonight. I finally figured it out. Now I know why you've come out of hiding only now. It's been 7 years, you said. Precisely. Which means you're now pronounced legally dead. There's a law that covers your situation. After 7 years, missing persons are considered to be legally deceased. So if a person was to vanish from the face of the earth 7 years ago, they would lose all rights as a living person after 7 years from that day, not to mention all of their possessions. Exactly, which is why I am here. I was showing my face in public for the sake of this court document. Before my 7 years are up, you might say I am securing my daughter's inheritance. But do you really need this document? Wouldn't Trucy inherit your estate automatically? Not in this case, I'm afraid. This case? Yes, I received the performance rights from Magnifi Gramarye. However, this was done in secret without witnesses. Before Magnifi died, 2 potential successors to his repertoire were named. Myself, Zach Gramarye, and Ballant Gramarye. Not Trucy. I see. So you do need this document. I have known Brussels since before I vanished. He is a man I trust. Now, only 3 know of my rebirth. Well, 4. I took the liberty of looking into Trucy's background and found you had no other close kin. It is as you say. What if I present... God, present the badge? Wait, I don't have one anymore. I no longer have it. This person in the photo is Trucy's mother. How did you come by this? Trucy showed it to me. She said her mother was gone. Then it is so. Huh? She is gone. What more is there to say? I know. Well, you're still here? According to my in-depth research, Trucy's mother, Magnifi Gramarye's only daughter, Trucy's mother, Magnifi Gramarye's only daughter, end quote. What? Magnifi's daughter? If is that true, is that Mr. Zach? Brushel, you say too much. We need to know this information, though. Why am I the bad guy? Why? Holy fuck, you fucking hit him? Damn. Damn, Zach. In any case, Mr. Wright, this discussion is over. Well, the prelude may have been longer than the main attraction. Shall we begin our game? My final competition? Final? Why? As you said, I've come out of hiding today to make this document legally binding. Once that is done, I shall slip once more on the ground. Without seeing your daughter? It would be best if I did not. 7 years ago, we played. 7 years ago, I lost. I already lost to Magnifi. I do not care to lose to another. And I have heard that you never lose. It's just a rumor. Yes, for it is impossible to never lose unless one has an ace up one's sleeve. As a magician, it causes me no end of irritation to think a male lawyer might be out there pulling the wool over so many eyes. Hey, I just signed your document for you. Maybe you could try lighting up. That was that. This is this. For my final competition, I will destroy your perfect record, Phoenix Wright. This will be my final performance. You are warned. Rusher, you may leave. But it's your last game. I mean, what a scoop. I punch and I punch, but still it is not enough. I just remembered a future or prior engagement. Toodles, gentlemen. Oh, and nice meeting you, piano man. Then let us begin. Dealer. Da. You'll be witness to our competition. Da. It is an honor for me. Yeah, why have you seen it before? Yeah, interesting. That reminds me. I saw a familiar face as I entered this restaurant. He did not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe was his name. You know him? After a fashion. Listen, Phoenix Wright. One can learn much from a true competition. Remember this. Oh, and he knows Christoph Gavin? I was close to understanding it, but I needed more. And knew where to get it. Trucy's mother. I need to meet that reporter again. That was clear. And one other thing. From the moment my final competition with Zach began that night, a name was running through my head. The name of a man now in prison. A name Zach Gregory knew, but how and why? So this is what tipped him off. Because in the first case, he was like, "Oh yeah, you know, the moment that you talked about on the phone call, the thing about him having his bald cap and being like, oh, that means you must have been the killer." But then this must have also helped him realize, oh shit, like Christoph Gavin knows this guy. All right, now. Well, isn't this an unexpected surprise? What errand brings you down to my cramped confines? Gavin. Is this your idea of revenge, Miss Phoenix Wright? You look well, Phoenix Wright. You too, Gavin. How's it going in here? Life's been full of surprises for both of us. I've no doubt that you never expected to lose that attorney's badge of yours, and I bet you never expected to wind up here. Shady Smith was the name of the man you killed. Did you know who he really was? Oh, Sean's online. Who he was? Zach Gregory, you know, the defendant. I remember him, of course. But you say Smith was Zach? Impossible. Don't even try to tell me it was a coincidence. What did I just say? Life is full of surprises, don't you think? After that trial, you were arrested and found guilty, but your motive was never made clear. A mistake I plan to remedy. You're not an attorney anymore, Phoenix Wright. What possible conclusion do you think this investigation of yours can lead to? I killed a man named Smith with a bottle because I am an evil human being. Isn't that enough? I need to know why. Yep. You recall that case 7 years ago? Yes, the trial where Zach Gregory pulled his famous vanishing act. My brother won his fair share of praise and adoration for that trial, as I recall. Genius prosecutor reveals crooked attorney, was it? That was when I met you, wasn't it? Was it now? The Bar Association Review Board voted unanimously for the strictest punishment. Unanimous, save for one dissenting opinion, yours. It was my brother who was responsible for putting you in that position after all. For 7 years we've been friends, and yet I still don't understand you. But right, your friendship toward me was never pure. You suspected me then as you still do now, don't you? Honestly, right now, I'm not sure what I think. You didn't just brain a guy with a juice bottle for no reason. Brain a guy, that is a term to use. Tell me why you did it. Persistent, aren't you? I came here because I remembered something. The night of our big game, Zach Gregory mentioned your name, Gavin. After that, he was killed, and I asked you to help me. Because I remembered your kindness back when everyone had turned on me. I have to know. Why did you kill Shady Smith? No. Zach Grammarly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Black ones! Oh boy! I've never seen Cyclocks like these. Dark, cold, full of despair. Can I even unlock these things? Something wrong, right? No, it's nothing. You shouldn't push yourself so hard. Life is to be taken easy, you know. Huh. Interesting. You're thinking, what self-respecting man wouldn't use nail polish? Not really. I know appearances are a big thing with you. You know what I say, one cannot live a beautiful life without beautiful nails. First rate in all things, except nothing less. That certainly does look like first-rate nail polish. I like the sparkly bottle. It's crystal. If you're so drawn to it, please have one. It's on me. This envelope's been bothering me since I came in here. It's not nice to peek at other people's mail. You get mail in here in the jail? That I do, though they read it first, apparently. Still, I'm allowed the pleasure of correspondence. Packages and the like are a different matter, however. I think this is important. He's doing the glasses thing. Oh, you have a dog? Okay. What am I gonna present? No. There's nothing that ties you to anything here. Okay, that's not anything. Oh shit, I gotta go to the bathroom. Holy shit, I'll be right back. I may not be the fastest piss in the West, but I'm still pretty quick. Alright, we're leaving here. Okay. Let's go back to the past for a second. If you could tell me about this. I've not been in touch with the outside world for some time now. I'm sorry, but that isn't much of an inspiration to me. Okay. Okay. The diary. Which would be a bad idea. Let's hear it then. What are you hiding from me, Mr. Misham? I'm sorry, but I really don't know. I've never met the client. You're hiding something. You have to be, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. Why are you doing this to me? Okay. What's he hiding? A forger? You pretty much piece together what it is from what you said. What is it then? You told me that what you knew about the client. I couldn't see any psych locks. Psych locks? Is that some kind of asylum security or new hairstyle perhaps? But then they did show up, didn't they? Who was your client? As I said in court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I want to know as much as I could about the requester. Ah. You didn't meet with the client, but someone else did. Maybe the real forger behind this evidence? As I'm hung up on this lock business, I'm afraid you've lost me. As long as I come to the right conclusion, it doesn't matter how I got there. And your conclusion is the real forger behind this wasn't you, Mr. Misham. But poppycock! I don't know what you're talking about. That's my work, I tell you. Made here in my studio. Who else could have been but me? That's the real question, isn't it? If the forger wasn't you, then I don't have many other people to choose from. The real forger at Drew's studio is... The real forger is your daughter, Vera Misham, isn't it? Ridiculous! My daughter's only 12 years old, Mr. Wright. I've always been more one for landscapes, not surrealism. The only two people with access to the studio are you and your daughter. The psych locks tell me you're not the forger, which makes your daughter the only possibility. I feel very much on the verge of going psycho lock myself. Oh, so I've gotten this earlier. Okay. I don't know how you knew, but you're right. The one who made this page was my daughter, Vera, not I. She's only 12, a genius you might call her. A precocious little girl outshining her father. There's been a lot of that going around recently. I let her play in the studio and she watched me. She taught herself in that way. The drafting tools and the analytical devices I bought when they became necessary. They're my little girl's playthings now. So Vera was the one who made this page. Would she know who the client was then? Actually, the client came once. Here, to this studio. What? Why didn't you say so sooner? But their face was covered and they did not want to talk to me. So they talked to your daughter? I will speak only with the artist, the client told me. Okay, what do I know now? Dr. Vera. Mr. Misham, I have a request. Let me guess. You'd like to speak with my daughter. Can I? My daughter has never been one to talk to strangers. She's quite shy, extremely so, actually, with only one exception. Which was, oddly enough, it was that client. I left the studio while they talked. I returned when they had finished, and she was laughing. It was the first time I'd seen anything of the sort. Please, let me speak with her. Alright. Rare, wasn't? Alright, would you like to have a friendly chat? I'm Phoenix Wright, ex-lawyer and pianist. I'm still looking for the keys that say do re mi, can't find them anywhere. The amazing Mr. Hat chooses luck out of the commemorative stamp. And then there's this. My stamp. Hey, she spoke. Okay. Yeah, so this stamp. Isn't True Grammarly amazing? Yes? Oh. I especially like those two of Zack and Valent. I mean, they're just so magical. Aren't they? Aren't they? Yeah, whenever I go to one of their shows, I'm like, whoa, magic, you know? Me too, me too. Aww. I love them, they're so cool. It's like magic, yeah. I went and saw them with Father the other day. The opening ceremony at the Grammy Museum of Magic. The Grammy Museum? They have one of those? So, have you been to one of their shows? Just once when I was little, with Father. The Grammys on stage, it was like a dream. Disappearing, reappearing, cutting apart, putting back together, they do it all. Yeah, maybe you could keep telling me stuff like this. You know, about Zack and Valent maybe? Oh, sure. They're the best in the world. Huh? Oh, you mean the True Grammarly? Of course. Father gave it to me. Your father? But I asked him about it. He didn't know how you got it. I guess I just took it, yeah. Took it? Father got a letter from that person. That person? You mean that letter was from the client? Oh, we talked about the Grammys forever that day. I'm sure that's why I was sent that stamp. I didn't want to just send it back, so I took it. If they knew that, oh my god, if whoever sent her the stamp knew that she was gonna take the stamp, is it possibly they thought that she was gonna lick it? Were they trying to kill a kid? I don't go outside much. I like to paint in here. Why don't you like the outside? There's bad people out there. Well, true, but there are lots of good people too. Actually, I should tell you, she was almost kidnapped once. Kidnapped? Since then, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house. I see. Wait, but that doesn't make sense. Since she went to the Grammy Museum. With you, in fact. Ah, yes, actually, she was quite insistent on it, much to my surprise. That was the first and last time she expressed such a desire to me. That person gave me a good luck charm. A good luck charm? For when I absolutely had to go outside. Yes, apparently, she received something, a gift. From that client, actually. She won't tell me what it was. Father, I told you to keep that a secret. So your father tells me you're good at painting all sorts of things? I really like painting a lot. Father's always very happy when I paint them exactly the same. So you did this too? Oh yes, that was my first job. Your first... All I used to do was paint the same thing I saw. But this was totally different. The pen slips and the way the writer held the pen and the pressure on the nib. I had to use a microscope and analyze it on the computer. Holy shit. Yeah, if you think about it, if she knew what her work actually did. So you met the person that asked you to do this job. And you talked with them? What's this about a good luck charm you received? I can't talk about it. Eh? If I do, it won't work anymore. That's what I was told. Yeah, but I really have to know. Alrighty. You seem to trust this client quite a lot, in fact. Because they gave you this stamp? No, that's not why. They listened to me, to my problem. Don't go outside if you don't want to. That's what they told me. But when I absolutely have to go out, all I had to do was use a good luck charm. A good luck charm that your client gave you. I think I know what your client might have given you, actually. Is this your good luck charm? Everything's coming together. This was what they gave you, wasn't it? Notice the evidence is going back and forth. This is evidence from the present, quote unquote, that's now being used in the past. The same bottle's over there on your desk. Your good luck charm, right? I heard once, cosmetics were once thought to ward off evil. This is a magic bottle. It has the power. Of course it does. I think I know who gave you that bottle, actually. The one who asked you to do this job. Was this the client? This man is a friend of mine. You know him? His name is Christoph Gavin. He's a lawyer, actually. I promised not to tell. I'm sorry, I can't talk about the client. I promised. If I break my promise, the spell won't work. You're pretty confident in this charm, then. I think they might be the devil. Huh? Or maybe an angel. What do you mean? I saw it, or I think I saw it. When they gave me this, I saw the devil's face. Are you saying the client's face looked like the devil's? No, the client was gentle with a gentle smile. So where did you see this devil then? It was so quick, I don't remember well. But that's when I knew. That person wasn't like other people. That's when I believed in my good luck charm. I think that's all. I'll be leaving now. I am sorry for what happened. If you want to apologize, try my client, Zach Gremery. Did I do something bad? What makes you think that? Your eyes. They're sad, very sad. I'll put on my smile next time I come, I promise. Hope to see you smile then too, Vera. Oh, okay. Take care. It's like you're a real fart. Like, you didn't know. Thinking back on my first encounter with the young forger, I witnessed something of vital importance that day. Of course, by the time I realized it, it was already too late. I think we all know what's going on at this point. The question is, how am I gonna get him to bite? What am I gonna do to get him to... I have to know more about this power of Trucy's. It's like she can see right into other people's minds. The first time I saw her do it, it blew mine. And after you were done having your mind blown, you took her to play cards with you. Gotta use the resources at hand, I always say. Yet I myself have no such power. But Chusi does. Why is that? Maybe Chusi got her power from her mother, Thalassa Grammy? I'll not speak of that. Thalassa is officially missing, correct? I think I know why you don't want to talk about her.
Take that!
Well, okay. You got to care you not end up missing yourself. Why would he not want to talk to her? Is there something in the diary itself? We're not having enough evidence right now, yeah. Why isn't it fast forwarding when I do these? This woman is Chusi's mother, yes. She said her mother was gone. And it is so, what more is there to say? Okay, I need more evidence. What's a valid key? Look at this for me, please. Okay. Okay. This, another diary. Is he not gonna talk about anything? Okay. Yeah, you gotta find, but let's see the pits. It must be a path leading from the evidence to the truth. And that's what I'm going to find. To ask someone to take a life, even one not for long for this world, that's asking someone to commit murder. Yes, our mentor was fond of dramatic moves and dramatic finales. And he got his wish, his life was taken. What weakness could be so powerful as to coerce someone to committing murder? I guess it was a matter of life or death. Care to explain? Your troop lived in a world of showmanship. The flashier the better. And blasted so often means danger, doesn't it? Let's make this painless as possible. If you have proof of this danger, then show it.
Take that!
And this is your idea of danger. I don't have the fucking recording though. I need that newspaper clipping. I mean, it's like magic. Okay. I know I need to find, but I don't know where to find it. I need to, damn. Oh boy. This grape juice? Is it refreshing? I usually drink too much and it ends up making me thirsty. Oh, Mr. Wright, there is something inside that bottle. Huh? It's my business card. You aren't surprised at all. Perhaps you don't like magic? Zach and Valen are the only two people I can talk to. The only two things I have left for them are Magatama things, which means I need something to get them on. What won't make him bite? I already did all these. God damn. Gotta be able to examine something here, maybe? In here, a comfortable chair is the most valuable thing in the world. Honestly, I can see that. You have to add 2 digits to the price of the standard prison issue chair for this. Okay, alright. Talk. I know the reason for murder, but I don't know the reason for murder. No one's biting. Do checkmarks mean that they're done, or do checkmark means that... Let me look at my evidence again. I need information about what happened to the mom. Area don't have put that brand. What am I missing? No one wants to talk about the accident, but I need to have them talk about the accident. I know I need to get information on. Okay. No, you don't want to talk about her. One of these two, I'm gonna have to wing it, or I'm gonna have to find out. God, fucking damn. Does a checkmark necessarily mean? About this locket. Oh, that's mommy. Is it mommy pretty? Wait, you don't want to know more about mommy, do you, daddy? I do, actually. Eek, better keep an eye on you, daddy. Oh, that's not how I meant it, honest. Please tell me more. Okay. Okay. Fuck me. Okay.
Take that! Take that!
Okay. You're deadly, and what's more deadly than a fatal accident? That could be the source of all the Grammys problems.
Take that!
I'll take the hit again and then just reset my bar. Time to cool off a bit and rethink what I'm doing. Both brothers are causing me fucking pain. They don't want to give me, both of them don't want to talk about the accident. None of them want. He doesn't want to say anything. If I don't want to say anything except for this stuff, I need a newspaper article or something. I'm just gonna brute force it. I did all these. If I brute force all of these, and if nothing does work, then either two things happen. Either I need to talk to someone in an already done situation, like one of these things. Something's not right. What does the check mean? Does the check mean I'm done? The check means I'm done. The only thing I can get out of him was the mom. This is the only thing I get. I need more evidence. But who's gonna give it to me? Surely not you. I know why he did it. I can't put two together, okay, now can I? You're the final one. That final, I know that final psych log, if I remember correctly, is the final thing I have to do before we go back to the final trial. Nope, 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 nope. He's not biting on anything. Then none of them are biting on anything. Oh boy. He's not gonna bite on anything. Okay. All right. We, as an I, am officially stuck. So, but now we've confirmed that it's either one thing, either we have to break one of these guys. I feel like I'm missing something and I don't know what. Going home by any chance? No, I was just checking out the door. Oh. Beetles get all around, probably the ones he's currently using. Being very artistic about the messy room. Not that this has anything compared to my office. Guess that would make my office a masterpiece. Okay. There's some finished painting stat here. They don't look all that bad, really. I'll show you one for 50 cents. That's okay. They look kind of heavy. Oh. Yeah, that's... Dude, come on, man. You could sell yourself better than that. Paints and pigments are lined up on the shelves with some noticeable gaps. It's embarrassing, but I can't afford all the paintings I want. And since I'm buying these ones, I use my own money. I can see how you'd want to do that, sure. Perhaps you've heard that you can make any color as long as you have the 3 primary colors. Well, it's a lie. There's nothing else here. What is it? What am I missing? Oh. The client. Okay. Alright, talk about that. Alright, talk about the guns. The notebook page is in front of that. The guy being dead. Let's show you a photo of a dead person. What do I do? God. Oh my God, I am stuck a luck. Hmm. Do I need a guide? Did I need one before? I needed one for Ace Attorney Investigations 2 once, I think. I don't think I needed for Ace Attorney Investigations 1. I didn't need it for the original trilogy. Need one for this? My god. Will I be that guy? Hmm. 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 I think it's you.
Take that!
Woo! 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 That's the only thing I can think of that makes sense. Because it's not, I know it has to do with the pistols, because they show a flash of that at one point in the thing. And I know, but anyway, so if we give you a team once, not that the entire country doesn't already know this. At your peak, you were the biggest stars around. Yet, there's another story behind the fame, one that not many know. That's a loss of life during a rehearsal. To you and Valiant Grammy's bullets. It was an accident. It wasn't me. How do we know this information again? Did they actually 100% confirm that? How could I shoot my dear Delacia? I'm sure Valiant would say the same thing. Why, it's just like another murder I might mention. Damn you. Her eyes, I loved Delacia's eyes. To think they could read my mind, it was frightening. There was warmth in them that I felt like an embrace. She is dead and Manifi Gramarye has joined her. The only one with her power left now is Trucy? Mr. Zack, I do not know. So there's someone else, someone other than Trucy, someone who inherited Thassa's power. How would I know? My chances are slim. It would take a miracle to learn the truth. Or maybe one has already occurred. There is someone else with the power, and I know who.
Take that!
This boy? His name is, I forget, something weird. Who could he be? An attorney. An attorney? I noticed him when I went to visit a friend's law offices. That's right, you would have met Apollo Justice at that point. Oh God, my shit. I'll get to that one. There you go. Dude, yeah. So, what are we to make of this, oh great ex-attorney? You can show me pictures of strange boys all you like. Don't phrase it like that. But you could at least say something like, I'm this boy, I could lose a laugh. Perhaps you wouldn't laugh if you knew the facts. This might be 100% proof, but it's close. There's a link between this boy and Thalassia. Actually, it's more of a ring. A ring? Perhaps this will refresh your memory. This will happen to have evidence showing this missing link. Do I? Do I have this information? I don't think I do. Which is your response, Mr. Ex-Attorney? You'd say I wouldn't laugh if I knew the facts, right? Okay. What the fuck? What the fuck? I know. Did I start doing things before I was supposed to? Oh my god. The fatal accident, the shooting, I think I'm going ahead of myself, but that's not. Did I fuck up? Hold on. Okay, now I gotta look up because now I'm fucking curious if I messed up on how I'm supposed to do this. I need something from here. What I need to know is the fucking oh wait, yeah, that makes, oh fuck, that makes sense. God, I'm a fucking idiot. If Zach, this is the only time I had to look it up. If Zach had reacts to the bullet, to the guns, the pistols, it only makes sense you would also react to the pistols. But my question is, if that's the case, I'm missing something though, still. That stuff about Apollo, that stuff is like... Well, that's one of ours, especially designed for your show, I gather. A single bullet, one shot. What are you suggesting? We're magicians, Mr. Wright, no murderers. I'm not crying murder, Mr. Valent. I'm crying something far more tragic. An accident. Zach and Valent's quick draw shooting him. How long has it been since those shots were last heard? Was the shooting canceled because someone might get hurt? Of course, what other reason could there be? Well, it could have been canceled because someone already had been hurt. fascinating, my frosty and forging friend. But tell me, what can you prove with a single pistol? Well, tell me what you would have happened if there had been an accident. What if one of your bullets took a life on stage? The performance of magic is not concerned with what ifs. It's concerned with precision. Besides, to whom do you claim you shot? Am I still missing the article? What the fuck? What? Wait, did I presented what I thought I presented? Hold on. Hold on. It's this, and then isn't it not the stamp? Oh wait, what is the locket? That makes sense. That Grammy's wife and Trucy's mother, Thalassia, and I believe what's her name? When in doubt, use her instead of the commemorative stamp. You can say she was struck by one of our bullets. Also, was at the greatest risk of being shot. This clearly shows us how much danger she was in. And then I can use the stamp. Troop Grammy's performance were very, very popular. So popular they even made a commemorative stamp at the height of your fame. We're kind of grasping at straws with this evidence. What that means is the latest craze, and we're an age, a golden age. It's all here on the stamp. There's Thalassia, yes. Trucy's mother is missing, I hear. What happened to her? I don't know. There is one thing you're failing to address. What's that? As you say, our troop was a world unto itself. If our leader Magnifi was so inclined, he could hide anything he wished with ease. But Mr. Wright, then he would have had hid a crime, making him an accomplice. Not a great foundation for blackmail. Found the right address, Mr. Wright? I see in your eyes you still have something to say. How can you possibly prove more than you already have? I'll prove why Thalassia's accident tied your hands completely. Accident death of Zach's wife tied both your hands. This information proves why Magnifi held such a great power over you. It wasn't a question of who shot Thalassia. Thalassia herself was the problem. What do you mean? She was Zach Grammy's wife, Trucy's mother, and Magnifi Grammy's only daughter. There was a terrible accident, and the two of you killed your mentor's only daughter. If that wasn't the key to Magnifi's power over you, I don't know what was. It was an accident. Yay, get some stuff back. Alright, here we go. There's no proof, none at all, but the Thalassia went missing, and your mentor blackmailed both of his disciples. Doesn't take a genius to put one and one together. Ours was a complex family. You mean Troop Gremory? The master, Magnifique Gremory, his only daughter, and his 2 disciples. That does sound like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it? Do not be tempted into flawed flights of fancy. Yes, there was an accident, but that is all it was, an accident. Zack and Valance toward a force. The guns blaze, the bullets fly straight toward that beautiful body on stage. And then crash, zing, pow into everything but her. Now that is magic. It happened one day when we were practicing, same trick with a new twist. And tragedy. But as for whose bullet stole Thassa's life, we shall never know the answer. Thassa disappeared from our lives, and Zack was bereft of his wife. Lucy lost her mother, and Magnifique his daughter. And that led to blackmail, I take it. It is all part and parcel of the darkness that comes with when the curtain falls. Why did Magnifique Gremory try to cover up the accident? It was his own daughter who died. All I can say is, it was a critical time for Group Gremory, a passing of the torch from Magnifique to Zack and Valance. We all sacrificed so that it might be a success. Thalassa's death was the greatest sacrifice of all. Yet, even when her life was extinguished, her presence was not. What do you mean? In time, we, myself, and Zack found that we could no longer oppose Magnifique's wishes. Magnifique forced us to perform his art for his benefit. I see. I guess I can understand. I mean, he did lose his only daughter. But do you not find cowardice in his actions? Huh? To decide to hide the truth of your own daughter's death is one thing, but then to hang that death as a guillotine over our heads? Does Trucy know? She was not told, naturally. Who would want to know that their father might have taken their mother's life? I had not thought of the accident for a very long time. I'm sorry to dredge up old memories, but this has helped a lot. Not to find Magnifique's lair, I should think. True. After that accident, there was one who came sniffing quite persistently. A reporter? He called himself a newsman at the time. Often spied him looking about the dressing room doing his research. Would you happen to remember his name? What was his name? Sorry, I have forgotten. But in the course of his interviewing, he became quite close to my partner, Zack. I liked him not. I see. His name, I do not recall, but his scent, the cloying aroma of mint. Wonder who that could be. Whenever he smiled, which was far too often. I see. Thanks for your help. It is no good to interfere with the past, Mr. Wright. You will not uncover answers, only wounds. We will see about that. I'm sorry. I have begun to notice a dark curtain hanging over Troop Gremory, and I began to realize what I had to do. I had to protect Trucy from that darkness. The reporter he mentioned, the newsman, I never learned who that was at the time. I've got a pretty good idea who it is now. That smile and the sickly sweet smell of mint. The last floss-thin thread connecting Zack Gremory to this world. Sooner or later, I'd have to track him down. I think I accidentally did some of the Zack stuff early. Okay, we are now done with the past. And now I definitely unlock, yep. Here we go. Well, what do we have here? Remember me? Of course I remember you. Journalist meets ex-attorney in bar, end quote. Can I ask what you're doing here? Mr. Mishram was poisoned and his daughter's... Oh yes, I know. How I know, yes. It's caused me no end of grief, to be honest. Journalist wishes he tracked down case just a little quicker, end quote. Honestly speaking, this journalist did some really fucking good work over 7 years. Were you on the trail of this case the whole time? Zack Gremory was a good friend. Zack said something to that effect back at the Boris Bow Club. What a character, what a man. If a little, no, a lot, no, extremely rough around the edges. You think I can ask you a few questions? Oh, you serious? I mean, I'm usually the interviewer, not interviewee. Journalists ask questions, not other way around, end quote. Fine, shoot, I don't care. You have been asking me all sorts of things lately. It was tragic what happened to Drew Misham and his daughter. Forgery is a serious crime, and they paid the price. You know what really did them, though? You don't you? Yes, a forged diary page. The night I interviewed him, I found out something about Mr. Misham I hadn't known. What's that? You know, he always felt like he was being watched. Every day for 7 years. Walls have ears, potatoes have eyes, end quote. Being watched? You mean he felt guilty? No, I mean talking about feelings here. You know, I felt watched too. The whole time I've been on this case, no less. Journalist gets tingling sensation on back of neck, freaks out, end quote. Because you felt guilty? Why would I feel guilty? Drew Misham felt like he was being watched, and you along with him. You sure it wasn't just nerves? Nerves? No, it's nothing so mundane. I stopped paying attention to my nerves a long time ago, but I felt it too. Journalist sure is he is being watched, end quote. Don't you wonder why Zach Gremery got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me? He completely vanishes from that courtroom. And then for 7 years he talks to no one, not a soul. Then just as the remaining time was almost up, he contacts me in order to have this made. And then he dies. Starting to put the pieces together, are we? And you were being watched this whole time? Maybe not just me, maybe you were too. I met Zach through that case, actually. You mean the shooting of Magnifique Gremery? No, before that. It's not widely known. You mean the accident during the quick draw shoot-'em practice? My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. I only took like 2 hours to find that out. I dug up quite the scoop. I wanted it all. Money, fame, woman, a little puppy, all for me. I was younger then, and my days and nights smelled of fresher mint than they do now. Valiant Gremery did mention one particularly nosy reporter. In fact, I was close speaking to him Magnifique Gremery at the time. I knew his daughter too, of course. Thalassa, was it? Really? Then Thalassa disappeared quite suddenly at that. And Magnifique wouldn't say a word about it. Yeah, my evil habit got the better of me. Journalist catches scent of a scoop, goes on a feeding frenzy, end quote. I set up one-on-one interview with Thalassa's husband, see, Zach Gremery. Something strange was in the air over at Troop Gremery in those days. The whole screwy mentor-controlling disciples scene started by then, I'm guessing. Thalassa, she was part of it all, right? Come on, you can tell me, off the record. Sorry, I don't know. Anyway, I kept prying and eventually became friends with Zach. Sure, he punched me once or twice, or 5 times, but over time he came to see me as his confidant. He's been waiting this whole time, 7 years, eh? Waiting. For his big comeback, of course. A big revival of the Magnifique Miracle. Of course, it was all a dream. Because of this. The performance rights. In the absence of any official documents, he was golden. Who's to say the old man didn't give his rights to both Zach and Valiant? That's true. So Valiant waited until Zach died, legally at least. The time finally comes and Valiant's like a kid on Christmas morning. He's getting ready for his show at the Sunset Coliseum, you know. If that document sees the legal light of day, it's going to put a bit of a damper on the big show. He's a sorry one, that Valiant Gremery. Lost out to his partner at work and in love too. Love? It's the same old story, really. 2 disciples and the mentor's only daughter. What has 3 sides and all of them pointy? A love triangle. That is pretty classic. When you're in a performing troupe, that's your world. It's like family, one with an entire high school's worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing. And in the middle of it all, this Thalassa has Trucy, and then she dies. I need to find out more about this Thalassa, so... Do you know this person? Do I know that person? Of course. I was friends with Zach after all. He hit me a few times, 5 times actually, but still, I'd never forget his wife, Thalassa Grammarly. Magnifi Grammarly's only daughter. Do you think you could tell me more about her? Well, why the heck not? So Thalassa married Zach and had Trucy, see? It was her second marriage, actually. You mean she was divorced? Not quite. Her late husband was a performer too. Apparently he died during some gig. Tragic, really. They had only been married 1 year. I didn't know. Ah, but she was a beauty. I still carry a portrait photo of her around, you know. Got him! Yeah, she's pretty hot. I've known Trucy since she was the little thing too. She got the better deal, really. She's got you for family, after all. What do you mean? Just reminiscing, you know. Thalassa has another child besides Trucy. End quote. What? But Trucy said she was an only child. Ah, yes, this one she had with her previous husband. Her previous husband? Her first husband who died during a performance? Yep, they had themselves a kid. Another orphan now. That's another one who slipped through the cracks. No idea where they are now. Thalassa had another child. You think I could borrow that photo? Sure, I could be generous on occasion, you know. And this is where everything comes together when you first play the game. Because then you look at the photo and you're like, oh, that looks neat. And you're like, wait a second, those bracelets. People and events all get tangled together and get bigger and bigger. Don't you think? Sometimes you just gotta accept that you won't be able to untangle it all, I think. Maybe so, but still. I have to do what I can. And I have to tell what I find to those who come next. Next, you say? I'm not the one who closed the curtain on this little play. Apparently, that's not my role anymore. Magnifi. I was just wondering what Magnifi would think of all this. What do you mean? Haven't you seen it in Trucy? She's got his power. You mean how I can't lie to Trucy? It was the same with Magnifi. And with his daughter, Thalassa. It's a strange thing. You think it's some Grammarly gene? Magnifi told me once back when Zach married Thalassa. He said Zach had good eyes, but not good like a Grammarly's eyes. Not that good. Who knows what the Grammarly secret was? Maybe nobody, now that Zach's gone. When it finally began to reveal itself, it sprouted from a warp in the Grammarly fabric and grew, swallowing everything, wrapping itself around the Grammarly's power. A power which passed from Magnifi Grammarly to Thalassa to the next generation, and would once again need to meet. The one who bridged it all together. Five down, 3 to go. Okay. Let's go. Round 3, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4. Do 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 do. Gotta go through all this. Didn't go through all this. Attorney at some friend's law office. Okay. Actually, I know something. Your marriage to Thalassa was her second. How did you know this? Her first husband, he died a year after they were wed, yes? He was a performer. They met when he joined us at Grammys as a guest on our show. After Thalassa wed him, She left the troop for a while. And you say she had a child with them? I have a photograph of her here. I couldn't but notice that when she was wearing when I first saw this. It was the bracelets. Those bracelets stand out. They are a Grammy family heirloom. This boy wears a bracelet just like the ones in the picture. What? So, that's why. Why what, Mr. Zach? I took this photograph of Thassa before she left us. When she returned, she wore only one bracelet. I bet I know where the other one went. She gave it to this boy, her son. This strange power, I myself do not know where it comes from. Yet, the fact is that it was passed down the Grammy line. It's passed down the Grammy line for generations. It runs in their veins. What is it? I asked her, the lasso, once. This is what she told me. The power responds to tension in others. Tension? If she were to face a person and they became tense even slightly, then she would know, no matter how hard they try to hide it from her. So she could see it? Not quite. This is the strangest part of it all. She wouldn't realize that she was subconsciously detecting this tension without the use of a particular object, or in her case, objects. Objects? Wait, were they something she wore? Yes, her bracelets. I have made a decision. I would tell you all I know. Consider it a gift. Well, I hardly need you to tell me at this point, but those two are brother and sister, yes. And the brother too has this power of theirs. So Tusi has an older brother. I wonder what will come of that. Mr. Wright, tonight after a game is done, I will return to a life of hiding. I would not see her live near her life without knowing. I understand. I'll tell the two of them when the time is right. I am in your debt, once again. No kidding. What I want to know is how all this got to be so messed up. A lot. Those bracelets are made of a special alloy. It's said to expand and shrink very slightly in response to body warmth. So they're temperature sensitive or something? Yes. This is how they can shrink to the exact size of their wearer's wrist. And this is something to do with the power? What have I told you? The Grammy power reacts to tension in others. Where a Grammy senses tension, they too become tense. And this tension translates into minute contractions of the muscles. So minute, they cannot sense it on their own. Their muscles? Oh, so that's what the bracelets are for. With a bracelet on, one can sense those contractions, because the bracelet is always a perfect fit. So when the person they're watching gets tense, the bracelet feels tighter on their wrist. Precisely. That alone doesn't really count as mind reading. I believe I understand how the process works from there. It's a simple question of eyesight. Eyesight? Have you ever heard of kinetic vision? Something about the ability to see moving objects with full clarity, right? I've heard of it before. They say athletes can see a moving ball like it was stopped if they focus. Oh, but it's not confined to sports alone. It all relies on the ability to focus. When we focus, we can say many things. The faintest twitch of the face, and the meaning that lies behind it. Therein lies one of the secrets of magic. One must know the mind of the crowd before one may distract it. So basically what you're saying is, the Grammys can see really well? That's basically it. They got like better than 20/20 vision. They're perfect. For them, seeing is more than believing, it is knowing. Their power relies on eyesight combined with exceptional focus. That's why Apollo has the best power out of the main three protagonists. Things are starting to come into focus for me too. Of course, it's difficult to maintain such levels of focus for any length of time. But what if someone could tell you when to focus? Or something? Precisely. But wait, Tushi doesn't have any bracelets. You are talking about poker, yes? The timing of when to focus is so elementary she probably does it without thinking. I doubt Tushi herself has realized this. That is all I know of things Grammary. Thank you, Mr. Zack. If this boy's bracelet is the real thing, then he will use it before long. I hope in like Spirit of Justice or in a future game, there's a scene of like, or like a part where Trucy has to like, not necessarily use the exact same power as Apollo, but like use this like, you know, use it like as much as she can without having a bracelet. That would be neat. Thereby awakening his power. I'll keep that in mind. Use it. Well, shall we play a game? Ah, I've said so much. Let me say one more thing. I will tell you of that night. That night? That night my mentor, Magnifique Grammary, passed from this world to the next. There were 2 pistols and 2 letters sent. This was Magnifique's test. A test? In his last years, Magnifique worked us to the bone. No, to the pain. But that night, I could not shoot him, so I shot the clown's forehead instead. This, it seems, was the correct answer. Take this. I give my art to you, Zack. What? It is thanks for playing along with my show. You shot well tonight, Zack. Though I would not have minded guided by your hand. How could I shoot you? You're my mentor. Bah! I thought you might say that. If I went home without shooting anything, what would you have done then? Then of course I would have given Valiant his chance. And if I had shot you in the forehead instead, then it would be over. If you or Valiant were to shoot me in the head, then I too the darkness would go, and my art with me. A fitting end, don't you think? Ah, yet this ending too gives me no cause for regret. I thank you, Zack. Wait a second. Isn't there reference to the Grammys like being still a thing in the 6th game? Nah, it can't be. It can't be that. Nah. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. I must be making things up. And I am sorry. I have done much that I was wrong in my day. It makes no sense. Or maybe there were just other magicians. It seems to me that Magnifique wanted you to be his successor all along. That's why the time he gave you is earlier than Balance. That's a good point. Whoever goes earlier has the advantage. Perhaps, but it is not something we will ever know that is for sure now. I wonder, what is Valiant up to these days? Waiting for you to die. If 7 years pass like this, the performance rights go to him. Ah, and now here I am, and his dream is ended. It's worse than that, actually. Public opinion's a fickle thing, you know. What? You don't mean to tell me they've put the blame for our mentor's death on him? The trial ended when you vanished, Zack. There were even rumors that Valiant had helped you pull it off. But that's madness. Well, it seems that before I can once again disappear from this world, I have one more act to perform. Isn't it odd that sorting out my life should prove so complicated, even though I'm dead? That night, Zack Gremory was killed. He died as Shady Smith, a mysterious traveler with a secret past. We left one thing behind before he parted. This. To my concern, 7 years past, Zack Gremory murdered my mentor, Magnifique Grammary. I apologize for the trouble caused by sudden departure from court and hereby confess to my crime. His confession to use as I saw fit. Of course, he'd killed no one. This was his way of tying up loose ends with his old partner, Valiant. That's what he left? Okay. Well, this is a blast from the distant past. Long time no see, Mr. Valiant. 7 years, has it been? Frankly, I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Actually, I came because there's something I want to ask you. I've spoken to the press. I have nothing more to say. I've spoken to a lot of people myself and come to some conclusions. But then I realized I needed to hear it from you. You take a look at this, Mr. Valiant. Okay, so nothing. That was a bad one. he doesn't. He's a steel trap. He does not like talking. He's gotten. Yeah. I have walked a difficult road these past 7 years. Because you couldn't perform Magnifique's repertoire? Do not be deceived. Balanced skill is the real deal. I do not require my mentor's hand-me-downs. No, it was my partner who slowed me on my way. Zach Gremery. His rather well-performed disappearing act 7 years ago was the end. Or so I thought. Zach Gremery murdered our mentor and fled to escape punishment for his crime. You said something to that effect 7 years ago, didn't you? I remember it as if it were only yesterday, yet that was not the way of it in the end. For while he vanished, the suspicions upon my own person never did. His partner Zach vanished to protect him. That's what those thieving magpies of a press said. I had no idea. Yet that very same press comes to me now, evading interest. They cover the greatest magic show in history as if it were a vaudevillian distraction. And here must I stand, smiling at them all. What am I, if not a player in some fiendish farce? Might I suggest it's because you never made it clear what happened? Magnifique's death is still a mystery to this day, which is why I came here to get the answer from you. Just 2 Cyclocks. The audience has no business stepping upon the stage. They must be content to sit and stare at the spotlight. Huh. Interesting. Okay, let's talk about this then. I'm getting on the stage. It's my time. Ask what you will, you'll get nothing from me. I'm as much a part of this affair as you are now. I have to know what happened. For 7 long years, I have endured. Now, finally, the curtain lifts on my new golden age. All the miracles of our troop along with within my grasp. Sorry to do this, Valiant, but right now I need answers. I think I'll start by dropping a bomb. Valiant, I wouldn't be so sure about those miracles. Not as long as I have this. And what might that be? I see it bears a Grammy seal. I should have brought this to your attention sooner, but I didn't imagine you'd be planning your comeback quite so fast. What is this? A document showing the true recipient of the performance rights to Magnifique's miracles. Zach Gremery wrote this? What, he passed everything to his daughter? Trucy Enigma. Actually, she's officially my daughter these days. Preposterous. Zach is gone, vanished into the void. This is the genuine article. Zach was alive when he wrote this. Both myself and the notary can testify to this. Okay, that's one. Why does fate toy with me so? Why must my life be lived in thrall to the dead? You're not the only one with that problem. But he shot Magnifique. Yes, it was Zach. It was. And then he left, and my career as a magician fell into darkness. Did you think there might be some way out of it? Say, if you could prove Zach Gremery shot Magnifique? Was that why you testified? Yes, my way out. It should have been my way out. Or it might not be too late, Mr. Valiant. All you need is a way to prove your case. Who really killed Magnifique Gremery? I believe I have the answer to your prayers right here. Zach Gremery wrote one more thing before passing on. This is a confession, in which he admits to the killing of Magnifique Gremery. See, all according to your plan. I am a magician by trade. Deception is my life's work. I fool the audience, give them a fleeting dream. Yet it seems the tables have turned. Now I am the audience, believing in the deceptions I have wrought upon myself. Zach wrote this right in front of me, after I explained your situation to him. Alakazam! You do know that this confession is nothing but lies. Yes, it is my opinion that Zach Gremery killed no one. Then you must be thinking the truth is a simple matter of elimination. 2 received instructions to kill, but what if If one is, but if one is innocent, then the one who remains is guilty. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. So he vanished to protect me, his partner. A stirring tale, 'tis true. Did you shoot Magnifique Gramarye in the forehead? If I had, and I told you, what would you do? Run to the police, perchance? Do as you will, there is nothing left for me now. It is true, after all. I have little talent. I needed my mentor, Magnifique's repertoire. It was as if a little demon grabbed hold of me. Huh. So sorry, Mr. Wright, but it was not I who shot my mentor. What? But if it wasn't you, then who was it? There wasn't another disciple, was there? Another disciple, such as, I don't know, knack and talent Gramarye, maybe? Your wild fancies couldn't be further from the truth. Only Zack and Valiant received those threatening letters, but there was another. One more person could have fired that pistol that night. I don't suppose you figured it out by now? They need a notary. Oh my god, they needed a notary. Oh, fuck, that makes sense. Or Magnifique killing himself. The great Magnifique Gramarye himself. So Magnifique Gramarye committed suicide? You find it hard to believe? To be honest, I didn't even imagine it as a possibility. When I arrived that night, the old man was still alive. He appeared to be asleep. I could not shoot him, but when I turned and made to leave the room, the old man called out to me. So you spoke with Magnifique Gramarye? Yes, and this is why I knew what he had done. Magnifique transferred the rights to his repertoire to my partner, Zack Gramarye, not me. I see. And then I guess I owe you an apology. I always thought you were the one who did it. You owe me no apology, huh? My crime was, in a way, more serious than that of murder. Your crime? You see, I knew that 2 letters had been sent. There are no secrets between partners. It was easy to find out. That was when I understood Magnifique's plan. He wanted to die by one of your hands? Little did I expect it had nothing to do with the rights to his repertoire. That was when I heard it. The little demon whispering inside my heart. The demon. Let me confess, I had intended to shoot Magnifique. And I planned on framing my partner for the crime. What? That night, I prepared something before going to Magnifique's hospital room. Which was IV fluid, of course. I'd seen it on an earlier visit. If Zack did not shoot, I would do the deed. Then I would use the IV liquid to place the murder on his hands. That was my plan. But you didn't shoot him. I could not. The demon in my heart fled when the moment came. But then Magnifique called me back. I am sorry, Valiant. I am giving my magic to Zack, not you. You still lack the draw he has. Please help him if you can. I left the room, and then I stopped. The shock of what had just been told consumed me. That was when I heard that fateful gunshot. Magnifique Gramarye killing himself. Then the demon awoke new within me. Zack killed him. He was the one. Frame him, and the magic will be yours. I altered the scene of his suicide. I took the pistol from his hand, wiped off the prints, and then used the syringe to add the IV liquid I'd bought. So in the end, things happened pretty much as planned. Magnifique died and you framed Zack for his murder. As planned, indeed. Of course, the outcome was somewhat different than I had anticipated. Well, what do you think? Do you believe my story? Can it be believed truly? That was 7 years ago. I don't know what to believe, but yes, I'm glad I heard it from you, Mr. Valiant. Thank you. It is I who should be thanking you, Mr. Wright. Only when I had lost everything could I make my decision. You're going to turn yourself in? My partner may have vanished, but not so my guilt. As my guilt stays, all else begins to leave me. My friends, my performance rights, my magic. I've had enough of vanishing acts. I understand. I thought my life was ruled by a dead man. But I find I was wrong. But Zach Gremory was alive. And now it occurs to me, what if he was not the only one who survived? What do you mean? You see, now that I think about it, I realize that we never saw proof of her demise. We never saw her body. Her? The mind races and the mouth flaps on. My apologies. Forget this matter. I can only hope that one day, the day will come when I can again meet my partner Zach Gremory. Then, I shall apologize for my terrible mistake. I'm glad we had this chance to talk. Thank you. Ooh, we should tell him. Zach Gremory, Shady Smith, whatever name you prefer, he is no longer with us. The truth revealed in that trial was only a sliver, and the impenetrable darkness that remained has taken another life. I knew what I had to do to push back the darkness for good, and it would involve paying that man a visit. They would need a notary, right, in order to prove that something like rights can be signed over, right? And if they need a notary to prove that rights can be signed over, we need an attorney. Or, someone who can be there for it. Sorry, sir. Prisoner Christoph Gavin is currently occupied. I see. Do you know when he'll be finished? Could you go find out? Certainly, sir. Please wait here a moment. There it is. The yellow envelope. And the sender is Drew Misham. I was right. When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Misham was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. Okay, it was a yellow envelope, yep, from the crime scene. And what's on there, probably? If this is the last letter that Drew Misham wrote, then there's something I need to do. The last thing I need to do, in fact. Here goes. Gotcha. So this was Drew Misham's messenger of death. It was this stamp, alright, no mistaking it. And his last letter was sent to Christoph Gavin. The interview request came like you said it would, and they're looking into the case. I swear on my life I won't tell them about you. So please release the spell you have put on my daughter. I'll write later in a report. Finally, decisive evidence. What's this? A burglar in jail? Gavin, I didn't know you moonlighted in larceny, right? Gavin, there's something I have to ask you. Can I steal your stuff? The answer is no. My apologies, but there's not much I care to discuss. Vera Misham hasn't received her verdict yet. You followed me, Gavin. There are no known survivors of atrocanine poisoning, but it never hurts to hope. Okay, I'll be leaving now then. Right, wait. Yeah, Gavin? Would you mind leaving that letter? It's private. Oh, sorry. Forgot I had it. Many thanks. No problem. The biggest fucking reveal. Congratulations. You've been caught in 4 fucking K. We've now seen all the clues in this case. Clues I gathered over 7 long years. Now it is time. Every story has an ending. We've come to the final chapter, the final trial. Find the truth. You're the only ones who can. And we'll pick up there next week. Finally, I had to take a hint like 2 or 3 times in that one last part. But you know what? If for the last case, that's fine. If I don't use any hints for the rest of the game, I'm okay using it for at least once during the last case. Oh boy. Oh geez. Oh, but we're gonna leave now. Oh boy. We're gonna. That was a long. I did not expect to get stuck for so long. I could have been done probably like an hour earlier or something. That was nice though. We're on the last part the last trial of the last case of the first of the Apollo Justice trilogy. I think after this, I'm gonna switch over to doing once a weeks for this. Although we'll see. It really depends on how much how much am I put it? Oh, the already started leap. Okay. It really depends on how much I found out if there's news about if there's gonna be any new Ace Attorney 7 coming out anytime recently. Like I know they're gonna be announcing the Switch 2 soon, possibly this week, rumor, or maybe. And if they announce an Apollo Justice game, a new Ace Attorney game anytime soon, uh I will be fucked. Because then I have to play through all of this, all the 2 games, and play through Great Ace Attorney games before that one. But in the meantime, we're gonna go say hi to Alpha Anarchy. Alpha Anarcho. There we go. Alright, what's our plan for Francis Wade message? Oh, what's the plan for the rest of the week? Let's see. We have no more Ace Attorney this week. We'll finish off next week. But instead we'll be having Monster Hunter World tomorrow. Unless something goes up. So Monster Hunter World tomorrow. And then Thursday is more Mist, where I would go back to being a fucking dum-dum because that is a hard-ass game for my puny robot brain. Do I have a brain even? I never even made a lore for that. For now, we'll say I have a brain. I'll retcon that maybe. Who knows? And then Saturday is that Star Seeker game. It's like a very it's the Ace Attorney inspired game that's supposed to be like really short because I have something to do after that anyway. But so it's gonna be 5 streams this week. Let's see how much I can do before I go like insane. But in the meantime, thank you for watching this, and there's a VOD. Thank you for coming if you came by, and I will see you around tomorrow. Yeah, it's tomorrow. Bye.